Were we gonna get thralls from here as well, or are we just looking for the gold?
They're gold in them now pirate
Them there
ship.
gold in the pirate ship. Arr!
They're gold up
There
there.
be
Gold down
gold
there.
in the
Gold in
pirate
there.
ship.
They're in the pirate ship. Oh, the demon horse finally went berserk.
That was a
good.
long time.
That was weird, yeah.
That was like a week of in-game time.
Oh yeah, did you find the page? It's right
I
over.
did not.
Oh.
Well, I see one up here.
Oh,
Oh,
there's one
Razor
up
Gord
there,
the
yeah.
Cook. Razor Gord the Cook. Should we get him?
I mean,
He's
I
a
think we
named
only
cook.
need the one named cook.
Do we only need the one? Is anyone sure of that? Because this is an opportunity.
I like bagging extra named guys, but
I'll knock him out, and
sounds like
we
Sim
can see
doesn't want
what
to.
we want to do afterwards. It won't hurt just to... Oh, unless my thralls get him first. Oh, that's not my thrall. That's a random person.
Oh. I got...
Man, even demonic horses you clip into. God damn.
I know. I've been clipping into my horse over and over and over again. Wow, this cook is taking a hell of a beating.
Oh yeah, he's not even losing stun bar.
No.
What the hell?
He must be glitching out. That can't be right.
Yeah, he's bugged out. I don't think
just
that you're
a
gonna
cook.
knock him out. We'll just have to kill him.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on this.
Oh wow, he has so much health. He's beat. Maybe he really does just have a really beefy stun bar.
I died,
there's
and I
no
don't want to
way.
make the trek back to where
There's
we
no
came
way. He
from.
hasn't.
So,
There's not even like a little bit. He
Yeah.
has so much
Well,
health.
you guys went without me, so you didn't get to actually find the. I didn't get to show you the obelisk.
I went way past it, actually. Soon told me
Yeah.
that it was, I'd already passed it.
Oh, look at that. He has a little. He has a special
A
legendary
chef's
cleaver.
trusted cleaver.
holy crap, you guys are so far. I'm
Where are
going
you?
back home.
You want to
I'm
grab
gonna
that
take
soon, or
cleaver.
yeah, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Also,
here's
an
the
iron.
page for the pirate cuisine.
I lost you already. Where are you at? Oh
Right
yeah,
here.
I actually did find that just
Yeah.
just when we started getting attacked. Let me grab it. Pirate cuisine. Pink, I'm sorry. Where did you say you are? You're totally away from us somewhere.
Yeah, I died, and I got
Oh,
sent back
shit.
to bedroll from several hours ago.
Do we want
Better-
Gala the Spearden?
Oh, what is what
He's
are
a
they?
fighter. He's a named fighter.
Oh, a named fighter. I don't need them.
Kill him, because he killed me.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's
prison.
almost dead anyway. There he goes. He hit his head on the table like a bitch.
Oh yeah,
What?
he has another shattered skirt stone piece.
Yes,
That's
he
kind
does.
of weird.
There's no honor. He stabbed me in the butt when I was looting a corpse.
Seed soup. I don't see a lot of that. Not that it's really worth anything, but I don't see it very often.
Yeah, so I have a broken skirt stone piece and a shattered skirt stone piece, and all I need is the jagged skirt stone piece, and then I'll have a skirt stone piece.
Is there a purpose to the water orbs? I've thrown them at enemies.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're good, I guess. I mean, they're easy to make.
They're the crafting ingredient they use to make the other orb type.
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
because I've thrown them at enemies, and they're like, haha, that's wet. Fuck off. I was like, oh, okay, they're immune to it or something. Nah, it's just they're not supposed to use it as a weapon. How would I know? The gaseous one works.
Yeah, the water orb is the one that makes the gaseous orb.
Yeah. Mr. Puma, you can ignore me pretty safely. I'm not here to violate your habitat.
Thank you.
I know this horse I'm riding looks quite tasty to you, but you will find he is not for you. Not for you.
Oh, yeah. You're a big guy. For you. Because again,
Not for you, actually.
I have to say it every time because it just pisses me off. He's not saying, well, I'm a big guy for you, implying, well, otherwise I'm not that big. No, people, that's not what he's saying. Why would he emasculate himself like that?
I think most people are aware that's not what he's saying.
No,
They
go to any clip of that. People are constantly arguing that, no, he's saying, well, I'm a big guy for you. There are a lot of people who believe that.
Well, fuck those two people in particular.
No, it's
I
way more
suppose,
than
if they're
true.
watching
It's
this
way
video,
more than
but-
two, but fuck them anyway. Fuck all of them and their mothers.
I think Pink already has.
That's oddly specific. Why? Why Pink? Is
No,
Pink a
I can't
motherfucker?
explain why I say these things. I'm just damaged.
It's fine.
Like Joker.
Gross.
with a big tattoo of the words "damaged" on my forehead.
You know, I remember
Understandable.
when I saw when I first saw the picture of Leto with like 100,000 tattoos all over him, including the one that says "damaged." My cousin told me, excuse me, my cousin, a superhero fan, said, "Man, I am going to be really, really upset if this really is the final design." And giving the movie way too much credit, I said, "No, I'm sure that's not a final design. They just have that stuff on him just as part of the this photo shoot. It's just there for effect." And it's like, "Oh, hey, audience, you know the Joker's crazy, right? Well, here's a cover story on the Joker with all kinds of illustrative tattoos on him." No, no, that was actually really what they went
That's
with. They really went
yep.
there.
Yep.
He's damaged.
Yep. And if you're not sure, he's damaged enough to know somehow that he's damaged. I guess he's self-aware enough of how damaged he is that he's gonna write it on his fucking forehead.
Super
Did,
sanity.
I'm the Joker. I'm a
Super
wild and
sanity.
crazy guy.
didn't he also have like a grill, like a silver grill or something on his teeth, just because?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then.
Also, Jared Leto did a bunch of really fucked up stuff during like filming for that movie to the other cast members.
Yeah, I heard that he mailed a dead rat to somebody for some
Yeah,
reason.
and
Margot Robbie.
and used condoms to Will Smith's kids.
Used condoms?
I think so.
Who
yeah.
That's
used them?
fucking filthy. I mean,
And obviously
granted, Will Smith's
Smith
kid
was
deserves
like,
it.
please
Still.
don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough. I
Let
mean,
me
that could
see
be
if I'm
considered like child
remembering
abuse.
that. But Jared Leto's really fucked up. He also has like his own little cult too.
Like, does
Fun
he
fact.
encourage it?
No,
Like,
he has a
does he-
cult. Like he has a little island where a bunch of women go and hang out with him and dress all in white and stuff. And of course, it's only women
Okay.
that are allowed on that island.
You know, you hear about these weirdo Hollywood people, and you think that some of the shit that people say about him is wrong, but
You know, I oftentimes
Yes,
wonder
yeah.
about that
So
whole deal.
he sent his co-stars anal beads and used condoms.
yeah, that's
Oh.
fucking. I would have to punch that fucker in the face for doing something like that. Real quick though, by the way, I want to continue
Were
talking
the
about
anal
this, but
beads also used?
oh boy, I didn't
I
even think of
hope
that.
not.
Probably
Gross.
mildly rinsed. Where are we supposed to be going here, by the way? I'm just kind of still up at the top. I'm following Alex now.
To be honest, I'm looking for the obelisk, so I'm getting to a higher point where I can see better.
Ah, okay. Soon, where are
Because
you?
I
I'm
would
just
like to
showing
be able to
everyone.
access.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Where's-
harvesting their bodily fluids and making it into ice.
Oh, that works.
Magically.
Where's the gold that I should be helping you guys find?
It's underneath the
okay.
ship.
Okay. Is it just
Yeah.
like in one spot, or is it something harvestable?
It's in a chest,
There's
right?
loads of chests
Yeah.
in the water underneath the
Ah, okay. Go on, you guys. I didn't mean to interrupt any of you. And by all means, continue talking about Jared Leto if you want, because this is... I didn't want to cut that off.
Oh, he has a special sword. That's cool.
Jared Leto? Yeah, he does.
No, I'm talking about this
I know.
elite Black Corsair elite.
He
I
does, but it frequently gets it frequently disrupts the anal bead.
Oh, I
what's
can't
the
fish shit under the
what's
water.
that term for when you like stick something up your penis?
Oh, God.
Sounding.
What is
Sounding, yes. He uses his sword for sounding.
Sounding? Why is it called sounding?
Sounding. I do not know why, but they use what's called sounding rods to do it.
Sounding rods. I don't even know what
Yeah,
a
I
sounding
don't know
rod is.
what the
I know what a
gimmick
dowsing
is.
rod is.
I don't know where it gets fun.
There are some people who, you know, enjoy that, sticking things in their urethra. I pity those people.
I cringe every time I even think about it. I think even my fiance cringes whenever she hears stuff like that.
I mean, having had a kidney stone, you know, come out of it, I wouldn't want anything going back in the other direction. I couldn't imagine how sharp that pain would be.
Oh.
Jamila's Liberty finally showed up on my screen.
Oh yeah. You must have just gotten into the boat.
I've been kind of screwing around the bottom, the underside. I'm in the water, but the thing
Oh
is,
yeah, I see
I
you. I
can't
see you.
see anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
waiting for
should
daybreak.
probably wait till the morning.
Yeah, I'm just kind of just putzing around until then. It'll be pretty soon. It's daybreak and the rain. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah,
nighttime rather, and the rain.
exactly.
Ooh, stop
There's a
the
ton of dead
rain.
sorcerers here for you to collect stuff, by the way, Alex.
Do any of them have golem
Yes,
parts?
of course they do.
I found
I
one in
think
a chest
everyone that I've
earlier as
Check.
killed has
well.
dropped golem parts, but I have not been picking
Uh,
them up because I don't have room to pick them up.
oh shit. I went in the opposite direction from the ship. I went up the cliff to look for the obelisk.
Oh,
That's
bye,
fine.
I
FP
know
We're all
guy.
there's
pretty
one around
close.
here, but I
Ooh, he
can't
has a
find
peg
it.
leg.
I rarely encounter
Peg
those. That's pretty
legs.
cool. Yeah.
You
If you
can.
put it
They're
on, it literally
equipable, by
makes
the
you have
way.
a peg leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere around here, there's a book we can read that will teach us how to make peg legs and hook hands.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. Oh, I just found it. I think
Now, how
actually,
the hook
I
hand works
literally
with the
just found
dual-wielded
that page
daggers, I
right
have
as
no
you
idea.
mentioned it.
I'm not.
Some of it, fuck it. I'm gonna pull up Google and I'm gonna look where the obelisk is.
I learned Buccaneer.
You learned Buccaneer?
Yeah, which I think is exactly what Alex was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of my thralls seems to be stuck somewhere. I'm not seeing her. I still have her, but I'm not seeing her anywhere.
Oh, actually, Alex, do you have the supplies to drop one of those? The one of the teleporters.
No, we do have the alchemical mix for it, but we do not have the bricks for it.
Oh shit! Because I just found one of those Dorketto cat idols.
Oh no.
This is one of those places that will always have treasure
Yeah,
consistently.
yeah, I figured. I'll just wait for later to get it.
Okay. By the way, the obelisk is not here.
Oh,
It's not anywhere near the ship. So whoopsie doodles.
so is it to the north then, or further north?
I
Where?
think it's to the south.
On the map, it looked like. Oh, well, the jungle obelisk, the Jelha obelisk is. Yeah,
Oh,
to
there's
the
another one over
directly to
here
the
by the
south.
ship specifically. I didn't know that.
I thought there
You're
was, but
probably
there
right.
wasn't. There's one in. There's one in Jelha. I just checked the map. There's one in Jelha, which I've already touched.
Yep, me too.
And there is one like about the kind of closer to the proximity of like I don't know K9, let's say.
All right. Not too far. Well, that's still too hard to
All
see
right,
pretty well under the
Captain, it's
water.
you and me. And I guess it's Carpenter who's dead. Hecker Wave Runner. Okay.
What is his name?
Hecker Wave Runner
I
is
thought
the
you said
captain,
Becker.
apparently.
Yeah.
Hecker. He's dead.
If he's named, what was his skill?
He was a fighter.
Ah.
And Hardened Steel Pick, is it... It has decent durability. Why not?
Yeah,
I'll
Hardened
take it
Steel's
for-
pretty good for tools.
Here's some gold coins, some silver coins. Ooh, a relic fragment, I think. Nope, not a relic fragment. Ooh, 2 gold bars and some more gold coins. Sweet.
Did you guys not say that there were a couple special recipe books up here?
Yeah,
One.
there's one on the ship, and then there's another recipe book over in the camp outside on the beach.
The one on the ship
that'll
is on a
give you-
table.
Yeah, the one that's on the ship
Okay.
is for like the crafting the pirate gear, and then the one that is over on the beach on a table is for pirate recipes or pirate food.
I see. I see.
Okay. And then yeah, there's a bunch of dead sorcerers scattered throughout who have stuff for you.
Okay, I will be looting them.
For my viewing audience, every now and then when I'm underwater and I start to swim around, every now and then you'll get an upskirt shot. That's honestly not me trying to get an upskirt. That's me trying to look up to see where the how far away the surface is.
Uh-huh.
Believe it or
Sure.
not, I've honestly always been kind of grossed out by upskirts. Women's butts to me only look good from the side or when viewed straight on. From underneath, they take on what I consider to be a really kind of grotesque appearance. That's not just women, all people's asses. I think, but obviously I don't look at males' asses because I'm straight. But uh, yeah, the shape that makes them look good from most angles looks really gross from underneath. At least I think so. Maybe I'm unique in that because upskirts are a thing. People used to actually, like, perverts used to put glass reflectors, like mirrors and so forth, on the tips of their shoes so they could talk to women and look down and see up their skirts.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, that's a thing that
I mean,
actually is a
Yeah.
thing.
I've definitely seen like videos of people getting caught just like using their phones, like for example, on planes, like while
Oh
they're in the
yeah.
aisle seats, just like filming up in the aisle for like stewardesses when they walk by and stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant just
Really
like filming
gross.
the passenger next to him or something. Actually getting upskirts
No,
of the
no, I mean
stewardess.
like
That
yeah, like
sucks.
filming the stewardesses in the aisles as they walk through the aisles.
Yeah, that's pretty rotten.
All right,
I remember there was some story about a guy who had a camera that he put in his sandal when he was doing it.
A camera in his sandal. Wow.
huh.
That implies at least the fact that you know about it means he must have gotten caught, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone
They usually
listening,
do get
have
caught
your
eventually. It's mostly just like
right.
some weird mental condition that keeps them from being able to stop.
Yeah,
You
perversion.
know, um, kind of like pedophiles tend to have that. Is that they just have like some deficiency with like their brain, and telling them to stop doing this stuff.
Yeah, that is actually legitimately true. I don't know. I think all of us here know it, but I guess just speaking for anyone who might be listening, pedophilia is actually it's sadly it's for everybody involved. Sadly, it is a compulsion. They can't just avoid doing it. It is true
Yeah,
pedophiles who actually explicitly seek, think about, fantasize about, act upon going after prepubescent children. That's a you can't just like send them to jail and hope that they'll learn. They have to be taught extensively through years of therapy,
yeah,
and often that doesn't even work to get them to break free of that thought process.
exactly. It's like a mental disorder, you know.
Yes, it actually legitimately is.
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I want it would almost really kind of have to be. I mean, it goes without saying because it's so horrible. But a lot of them really just can't help it.
Oh, I found one of the chests had some silver. There's another one with silver.
Yeah, I found some silver and gold for sure.
Yeah.
Some coins, a couple bars.
It looks like there was a bunch of them that I think you already got.
Yeah,
That
if
were
they're
just
open,
empty
I
for
was
me.
yeah. I'm still down here actually, still swimming around trying
Yeah.
to find some.
Still a couple.
A tent by the beach
Tent.
for the pirate cooking, right?
Yeah, it's on the beach in like that setup that they've got.
What, the absolutely enormous amount of
Yeah,
tents
the
on
one
on
with like
the...
it's at the very top of the stairs on one of them. Like on the if you're facing.
Oh, good lord! I'm not going in.
It-
I'm not going in there to find that. The whole place is respawned. They'd kill me.
I'll go do it.
Uh,
Oh, but you need the recipe, yeah.
all right, I'll go kill
Yeah,
them for you.
I need the recipe. I just need somebody to clear the place out.
How
Coming.
far am I? Let's see. I can help.
I'm coming.
Take a break from well,
Dubs
I
needs
guess
some
Sue's
bodyguards. Yeah, you keep searching for treasure.
yeah, I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking for the silver and gold.
Silver and gold.
How could you measure it?
Oh yeah, you actually know the lyrics.
Actually, I was gonna stop right there. That's as far as I know. I literally don't even know the next line. It's like, how could you measure its worth? And whatever he says after that.
Something about measuring it in love, maybe?
It seems like the
No?
kind of thing they would say
Yeah.
because that's
Or-
obviously his growth in that.
Oh wait,
that-
no, I think I'm getting it confused with that one song from Rent.
Oh God, I don't know anything from Ren. I was saying earlier that well, I guess I've mentioned
It's
this
the
before.
it's the one that goes like 521,600
Oh,
minutes.
minutes. How do
How
you
do you
measure
measure
the
a
days
year
in a
the life?
year?
A year in the life.
A year in a life, is that what they say?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Isn't that all about
Hang on, I'm
being
gonna.
gay and having AIDS?
There is
And
an AIDS plot line in that. Yeah,
Oh, but that's not the central
it's
focus. We're
not.
all
It's
gay and
not
we
the
have
whole
AIDS, but we're
musical.
still cool. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not the whole
Someone
musical.
misinformed me. I literally thought it was just like, yay, it's cool to be, gay and have AIDS. We can still have fun. And I was like, well, I mean, positive
Oh,
message. That's fine.
Alex
What
just
happened?
turned into Gandalf.
Ah, he lied
Look
about
to
you
the
Well,
needing
east.
help. He just wanted you to come
Look,
watch.
look to the east, Mike.
Yes, at
Or
his
sorry,
coming.
west.
Let
In this
me let
case,
me.
it's your west.
In this case,
But
it's west. Let me get up and look.
yeah,
Oh,
look
I'm
to the
blocked by
east
the
on the 5th day or something.
when the
I
sun
will say
rises true.
this spell sometimes solves all problems and sometimes it does nothing. That's kind of why I called you guys over. So far, it's currently doing nothing.
It's
But it looks
blinding
cool,
the hell out
apparently.
of me.
Yeah, that's the issue. If it does nothing, then it's dog shit.
I'm blocked by obstacles over here. I don't know if I can see what I'm supposed to be seeing. I'm not sure if it's loading in properly for me. I don't see anything.
I think you might
Because
have to be in
right now,
the
soon it's
vicinity.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing kind of a misty shore. Not a whole lot going on.
right now soon it should be spawning in a
Right
shitload of
here.
zombies everywhere, killing these guys.
Right here,
It's
where?
not.
Oh, I see. Hold up. This cook is
That's a
so
big
damn
fucking
tanky.
dude.
Yeah,
Is that same chef?
in different name this time, but he still has like a ton of health. I don't think you can take him. Like, I don't think he's enthrallable.
Yeah, I mean he was doing no damage, no block, no blunt damage.
Yeah, because like he wasn't taking like any stun
No,
from our hits.
literally none. No stun, no damage.
Like, look at this. I don't know if he just has the most like immense stun bar possible, but like he also has a special legendary cleaver, Alex.
Oh,
I've taken
he
that
was a chef again.
for meeting.
Meatening.
Here's the recipe book.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3: The Meatening.
Yay, pirate cuisine.
All right, now let's let you learn the Buccaneer so you can add to our armory rental.
Oh, I went in and found that on my own. That
perfect.
one wasn't a problem because you guys had already cleared that place out.
Sweet.
Hey, Soon, talking about the Gandalf, what is your favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies?
My favorite Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, well, out of the trilogy anyway. I'm assuming most people don't think that the cartoon is particularly
I would
good.
say, well, there's two answers to that, I guess. Is that the one that's the most enjoyable for me to watch is probably Two Towers because it's just half a movie that's just 100% a battle, you know, and
Yeah.
one of the best battles ever put to film.
It
I'd
really
say.
is.
I mean, some Game of Thrones battles are up there now.
No, they're not.
I would still rank.
That's the first thing Pig said in 15 minutes. I was wondering if you are right.
Yeah. All you needed was to like say
He
something
needed the right
about
encouragement.
Game of Thrones, and he would come in to set the record straight.
We're just to simply say no, they're not. They're not good. Game of Thrones, they suck. What was the other point of which one you like best? You said there were two
The
answers.
one that I think is the best movie and that I enjoy most from like a narrative sense is Fellowship.
Okay. The way I look at it, for me, my personal favorite is Fellowship. I also think it narrowly beats out Return of the King as the objective best. The reason I feel that way is because there are a lot of very this is obviously personal, so I guess it's not necessarily objective, but I think that there are a lot of very unique touches in Fellowship that really, I think, bring home the art of cinema.
Right, I
Um,
agree.
yeah, there are just like certain shots, certain angles, certain choices. Well, the example I love to give, just to hint at what I'm saying, what I'm getting at, is the famous shot when they're running across the bridge. See, I've been talking too long today. My mouth getting tired. Um, when they're running across the bridge of Khadun, there's this overhead shot that also kind of turns in such a way very dynamically to show how narrow the bridge is as they're crossing it. And it is just such a cool shot that most directors, I think, wouldn't have thought to do. But it is so cinematic, so theatrical, and all the movies are full of that. But in my opinion, Fellowship really had a lot of that. A lot of that really
I
kind of
agree.
Yeah, just really good sweeping camera angles and stuff like that. It didn't feel
Yeah.
egregious. Yeah.
Also, like the whole like intro with the Balrog and everything is
Oh
fantastic.
God, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That is an
and the
amazing.
Balrog design as well is one of the best monster designs. Even if it's not remotely book accurate, it's still
Well,
really really.
is it not? Is it actually really
Oh
not? It's
no,
Shadow and Flame. It was
no,
he
no,
described
yeah,
something
the
more than that?
in the book it's just a man-shaped shadow that has no form.
Oh, okay.
Very much like a kind of Lucifer type figure, I guess you could
I
say.
see.
You know, it is not like this, monstrous demon. It's just a man-shaped shadow.
Man-shaped but man-sized. Are they specific about that?
Not man-sized, but
So
man-shaped.
humanoid, though. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
could see though how it was a liberty. Yeah.
yeah, but I still really like the Balrog design. So like, you know,
Terrifying.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
And just
most movies nowadays have lost the art of good monster designs. I've noticed.
I'm
They
glad
all have
people have.
like this weird like slick sheen to them because CGI is really bad at
Yeah, they
creating.
usually go for lizard worms now.
Yeah,
Lizard
they go for
worms?
like
Is that what
weird
you said?
lizard worms that
Lizard
all
worm.
have like really smooth skins without
Ah,
like hair on them and stuff, and like all movie monsters kind of look the same nowadays. I've noticed.
I kn
Demogorgon.
I know I was just gonna say that from, Cloverfield forward, and to an extent
Yes,
even the Demogorgon, yeah, a lot of monsters do the whole opening face insectoid sort of
yes.
it's humanoid, but
Also,
yet it's
just
got
yeah,
like a
like very smooth gray
yeah.
skin. It's just so common, and I
Yeah.
hate it so much. I hate it so much. As someone who loves monster movies, specifically like
Right.
giant monster movies with really good creature designs, it's just so tragic, I guess, that
Well, we were spoiled.
we
I mean,
were,
I don't
yeah,
yeah, I mean, we grew up with some of the best concepts, some of the best visual designs. I mean, they were sure just guys in rubber suits, but there was a real imagination put into those creatures.
for sure. I mean, most of them. Obviously, you still had like stuff like Adira,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah,
who's
yeah.
just a fucking giant
Even
lobster.
yeah, I was gonna say even stuff like Ghidorah,
Yeah,
it's nothing wrong with them, but yeah, they're kind of pedestrian, relatively speaking. That's
yeah.
why I love.
Although, yeah, Ghidorah is supposed to be. He's supposed to basically just be a legendary Japanese dragon that had multiple heads.
Mm,
Admittedly, less heads than the actual myth, which was nine-headed.
I was gonna say I thought it would have been 9.
Yeah. They had to like limit it due to obviously it's going to be hard to have a guy walking in around in a suit with nine heads coming
Right.
off of him.
That's one of the reasons why I like Spectre Man, which I think soon you've said that you were at least familiar with it in passing. I
I don't
think the
think
rest of
so.
you guys are probably not familiar with it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
Spectre
about.
Man is a bargain basement, cheesy, 2-year long Japanese kaiju show that came out in the late 60s. The gimmick there, unlike Godzilla being about radiation, it was about pollution. It was Tokyo's pollution
Um,
problem. Yeah, and a guy named Goji would turn into Spectre Man. He would like summon his he would like to his robot over well actually he would essentially Hitler salute to his robot overlords in the sky. They would send him down the power to turn into a giant relatively cool looking guy named Spectre Man who would fight these giant kaiju. They were fucking wacky. I mean they were like one of my favorite ones was the episode was about a kid that got hit by a car crossing the street because pollution, traffic, etc. And the kid had a little toy doll that manifested his pain and everything else, and it turned into this giant beast that was a I don't know how to describe it. It was a humanoid, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head, but instead of hands, it had sickles for the end of each hand, and its head was an upright traffic light. It was a series of the red, yellow, and green traffic lights molded in
right,
the shape
right.
of a head. Yeah, and it would blink depending on what it was going to do for an attack, and it could also teleport. It was just like this weird psychedelic ass design of utter abstract just absurdity, and I loved it. It was so unconventional. Just crazy ass designs like that. Why does the thing have hooks for hands? I don't know. Why does it have an
Yeah.
actual traffic light for a head? Well, because the kid got hit by a car. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's that actually reminds me of Gigan from the Godzilla movies, who's like he's a lizard slash chicken with laser beam visor, saw blade belly, hooks for hands. Like,
That's my kind of gimmick right there. That's
yeah,
crazy.
exactly. Just so over the top. Actually, I think the saw blade belly was a later addition in the later movies, but like still, he's like this weird lizard chicken with just a ton of weaponry and gadgets and stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
that
just
sounds super
awesome, you
cool.
know?
That's one thing I didn't like about. Well, there wasn't really a lot at all that I liked about the American Godzilla movies, the recent ones. The Michael Bay one obviously is absolute garbage, but even the recent
Yeah.
ones. I only saw the first one. Can't speak for the other ones, but the first one was just, you know, the Godzilla design was all right. The atomic breath scene was fantastic when you finally
Yeah,
used it.
yeah.
But I didn't really like his design all that much, and I didn't like the whatever the Mutos. Is that what they were called?
Yeah, the Mutos is another example of what I was talking about with bad movie monsters.
Yeah, I don't know much about Godzilla, but I've seen the Muto designs, and those are very, very Demogorgon, very
Mhm.
slimy
Yeah,
snake form.
Right, right.
hate that stuff. Hate it so much.
It seems really kind of lazy. I mean, you'd think that somebody would have
It's
pointed
it's
out in the production
because
of
it's
it.
because CGI artists tend to be very rushed nowadays, um, by necessity of how quick their like turnaround time is on how they have to get the productions done. So I kind of understand that, but it's just it really does suck. As well as CGI has a hard time doing good fur and hair and stuff, I guess, as well as like more textured. Textures can be pretty difficult to do really well.
Yeah, those are all good explanations. I think
It's
that's
it's
probably
you
fair.
know time saving, and
Yeah,
like based on what I've seen, like VFX for artists oftentimes have to do things that like they definitely can't do in the time frames that companies give them. It's a really big problem. I mean, Ted always says like, "Well, they should just work harder," and I'm like, I don't think they can do that in like like the time frames that I've seen are like ridiculous things where it's like within a few hours they have to get this stuff done, or like after the movie is released, before it hits, or like when it's being sent to theaters, they have to like suddenly get called back to fix up entire scenes and all of their CGI effects before the DVD release in like a month.
right.
It's
Yeah,
like crazy.
I guess it depends on how much they prioritize the design. I mean, if they think that this is super important, people are gonna love this. This is gonna help sell the movie. Then yeah. But if it's just the adversary means to an end, we want it to look cool, but it doesn't really matter that much to the box office, whatever. Then I can see them just kind of having to hurry up and push something out.
Yeah.
Come along, Mr. Antelope.
But I feel bad for the VFX artists because even doing a shoddy job of what they have to do usually means that they're working like 18-hour days.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
You know,
The below
like
the line guys are completely. I mean, I agree with
It's
the strike. What
alive!
what are you doing over there? Something horrible, I'm sure. The below the line guys are completely, I think, underrepresented in Hollywood. I mean, the actors are making 20 million per movie, and then you got the writers who are actually giving them the material they're reciting, and they make whatever.
yeah, and they're making
Oh,
like 30,000
yeah.
a year.
Mhm.
If that,
I
assuming that they can get all of their like, if they can actually get the work that they're looking for, they might be able to make enough to make about as much as like a manager working at Home Depot.
right. That's actually not wrong. I mean, even there are some cases where even if the actor is not a known, big name, I'm sure you probably won't know it off the top of your head. But Alex, do you happen to remember the name of the actor who played the Somali pirate in Captain Phillips? We were talking about him the other day, the guy with the bump on his head.
Yeah, I don't recall his name off the top of my head, but yes.
We can only estimate that Tom Hanks. It wasn't a massive movie in terms of like a huge blockbuster budget or anything like that, but we can assume he
Right.
probably made like at the very least what 5 million, probably very least. But
Almost, yeah, almost assuredly.
yeah, anyone want to guess what that Oscar-nominated Somali co-star who was the main antagonist of the film made?
$5,000.
You're not
2K.
super far off. Anyone want to take a realistic guess?
7.5 thousand.
Okay, no, all right, a little bit more than that, but he made $65,000.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Sixty-five
I have
thousand.
heard some actors who said that they got paid like $5,000 for a major role.
Really? I thought you
Yeah.
were just super exaggerating. Wow.
No,
I
no.
didn't know
Yeah.
that ever got so low. I mean, fuck. I mean, we're talking about, Johnny Depp has an island or two, a literal island. I didn't know
Yeah.
that anyone was getting so low that it was the price of like a bad used car. That's awful.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. With writers specifically, a big thing that hit them was the fact that they relied heavily on residuals.
Oh yeah.
And streaming, the way that streaming works is that nobody gets residuals anymore.
Oh right, that's what they're striking against. That and the
Which
AI issue, of
And the
course.
reason why producers don't want to do residuals isn't just because of the fact that that would like lose them a ton of money, but because of the fact that streaming it's not as successful business as successful a business as they've been presenting to their shareholders. And if they had
Ah,
residuals, would mean that they would have to release the numbers on exactly how many people are watching each show. And if
right. Yeah.
streaming companies had to be like, oh yeah, we're actually only getting like 50,000 people to watch the show, then that would tank their stock numbers. Like across the board, it would ruin a lot of Hollywood companies that have built themselves so much in terms of their stock price on their streaming services.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Like
makes perfect
Netflix
sense.
specifically might legitimately die as a company if they had to release that, which they're the major holdouts for against the strike, from what I've heard.
As you're saying that, actually, I don't know how accurate this is, but it was reported from a source that is very biased, but nonetheless tries to be factual when they say things like this. A team of people who go by they're led by a guy named Critical Drinker. They
Oh yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
Critical Drinker.
I've only seen a few of their episodes or whatever, and I generally agree with what they're saying. So for me, it's like comfort watching. But again, they're
Right.
they're unquestionably biased in their reporting.
Oh yeah.
But in a few they've actually listed sources. I can't remember what the guy said, but apparently Disney is now on the verge of or has lost $1 billion this year alone in streaming.
Oh yeah. I mean, all of the streaming services lose more money than they bring in by like a large majority. Netflix hasn't had a profitable year in basically since they started streaming.
Really?
Yeah, they have not made money a single year since they started streaming.
Why did they change to that model? I mean, if is there
It's
some
just
long term there? Or?
it's just a really good way to convince shareholders because there's not as much like stuff that they have to report, from what I understand.
Okay.
Is that Yeah, I guess because it's a different model, they don't have to report exactly, the numbers of people who are watching or anything like that, or how much money exactly is being brought in. Um, to
I
be
see.
fair, a reason why it's not profitable is because they have the quote unquote investment. Like they're treating all of their losses as investments for future growth. And that's been
Ah,
convincing shareholders that that's the reason why. And as long as they say, oh, our subscriber numbers are still going up, then they're pretty good on that front.
some good old fashioned Hollywood accounting.
Yep, exactly.
Eh,
But yeah, if they had to report their numbers on how many of those subscribers were actually watching their shows, that would be detrimental to them. Like for example, Disney with Miss Marvel, they'll like drop the numbers of like how many minutes people have watched, and it sounds really high. They'll report like a few 100 million minutes were watched for the show. And if you do the math, it tends to come out that it's only like 50,000 people watch the show,
okay. I see.
which would be abysmal for any television that was on a network.
Yeah. It actually would be. Yeah, very much so. Instead of tens of millions.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
wonder then how to think of the Twisted Metal, because that's the recent most example I can think of where I got numbers.
Mhm.
Netflix. I'm sorry, not Netflix. It would have been Peacock. They reported a viewership of well, they broke it down into 400. I think it was 400 million minutes of the show were watched just in its opening weekend alone, which sounds like phenomenal. But I guess it's kind of hard to do the math to say if it actually is.
So yeah, 400 million minutes. Let's see how long each episode is. How many
Oh man,
episodes?
only about 25 to 30 actually. They're pretty short.
Oh well.
Yeah, not even. It's like a 4-hour series. I trust anyone but myself to do the math.
Eh.
Yeah, about like 30 minutes. How many episodes are there?
10.
10 episodes.
So a total of 300. Well,
Yeah,
roughly.
around 300 minutes.
Alex, where does
So
Freddy
that's
spawn?
that's like 1 million people have watched the show,
Okay, okay.
give or take.
That's
Uh,
fair. I mean, for the first
That's
weekend,
pretty
that's
good.
pretty
Yeah, that's
good.
pretty
Yeah.
good numbers. Assuming there's not like
Pink, if there is too many icons on the map, just zoom in more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear you, Pink. I would have tried to answer. I didn't. I heard you say something, but I thought you were making a joke.
I'm trying to find Freddy again.
Ah. I just realized I have. Oh, Freddy, he's by me. He's still
Where
over
are
here
you at?
by the pirate dock. I'm still over here. I'm looking for my thrall that's been missing for the last 15 minutes.
Well, I'm
He's
not
stuck
going all
somewhere.
the way back to the pirate dock.
Well, then fuck you and fuck your horse and you and the horse that you rode in on. Literally.
Fuck you, fuck your horse, and fuck the horse your horse rode in on.
Soon's horse over here is over here as well. He's actually blocking my way going up the stairs. And yep, I'm looking right at Freddy as we speak.
Wait, where are you
Hi,
at?
Freddy. What's that?
Oh yeah.
Where are
you're
you
back
at?
home.
You're back home?
Yeah, I really stuck behind here. I'm the only one who's been back here for a long, long time. I
Where's
cannot
our
find my stuck
compost, by the
thrall.
way? Alex, where's our compost?
I'm sorry, what?
Com-
Where's our
Compost.
compost?
Our composter is way over here by the plant pots.
I don't know where the plant pots are.
Okay,
Oh, I see.
take a
I
right
see.
from the gate.
I see.
One other thing, real quick,
Yeah.
before we
I
move
have-
on.
I have
No,
Freddy
go ahead, Pink.
set to be visible on the map, and I still don't see him on the map.
If you can find me, he's real close to me.
I
Still in
can
that
see
pirate
you
area.
just fine, but Freddy is nowhere to be found.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. He's just.
The only eyeball near
Strike-
where he should be is Buccaneer Bay.
Oh, that's where you're confused. No, he's not an eyeball. He's like a little head and shoulders.
Yeah, he's like a little chess piece.
Yeah.
a head and shoulders.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so I put the eggs for the shoebill and the spider. Oh, wow, that's a cool altar. I put the eggs for the spider and the shoebill in the compost so that they'll expire faster.
Yes. So you want me to check the composter?
It's like 2 hours till the next one. It's just so, like, in case I forget.
Those 2 hours will pass faster than you think. I legitimately lost something like a dozen scorpion babies to the composter.
Okay.
It was kind of a brutal scorpion genocide, honestly.
Messed up.
I like that you specify that it was brutal. Not just genocide, but brutal
Oh,
genocide.
wow. Okay, so the black ice recipe from my mirror altar is kind of terrible.
Yes, it's fucking awful. I don't know
It's-
why you were so excited for it.
It's 100 ice plus 5 ice shards plus a manifestation of zeal equals 1 single black ice.
Yeah,
Yikes.
That's a bummer.
it's absolutely fucking awful. Like, it is way easier to just go up on that mountain and get the black ice yourself. It's stupid.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand these, like, transmute spells that these religions
A lot of-
have. They're, like, so awful. Even if you're, like, living in those areas, it's just, like, abysmal how terrible the conversion rate is.
Well, I can tell you that at least some of them, black ice in particular, I'm willing to bet the black ice transmute recipe is for PvP servers when someone has the northern sector of the map locked down and no one else can
How are
get
they
black
getting ice then?
By harvesting it from corpses,
Wow,
which
I
you've
mean,
already been doing to get manifestations of zeal.
that's like 100 people you have to kill for one black ice, dude.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
correct.
That's awful. Like, holy shit, that's basically like I don't like even if you are locked out of the northern sector, there's no way that you could do anything with that. It will take you so damn long. Like you have to admit that's a conversion rate that's basically non-existent. It's not even worth pursuing, regardless of whether you're in
Yes.
a PvP server or not. That's
Yeah,
severely
it's
understated.
absolutely fucking awful.
That's why I mentioned that, like, I hope Age of Gods is next and they rebalance the religions, because they kind of suck. Like, there's such an investment for very little return for the most part.
Well, for what it's worth, they are changing avatars with the next update. Did you see that?
I saw that. From what I understand, they're nerfing avatars.
No, they're making them last 10 times as long, but dividing the damage by 10, but multiplying the amount of time you get them by 10
They're
as
also
well.
removing the God Bubble, which is apparently
They're removing the what?
They're removing the God Bubble, which is, from what I've understood of the PvP people, they're saying that that's a huge nerf for gods.
My understanding was that the God Bubble is what blocks avatars from coming into your base.
Let me see.
I mean, let's also keep in mind that most of the people on social media, especially video game social medias, are just the lowest of low among humanity. Close to serial rapists and human traffickers.
Oh, good lord.
And, like, they could announce we've doubled the damage of the Iron Greatsword, and the people would respond, "They're nerfing the Iron Greatsword?" These peons. I find my life infinitely more enjoyable the less time I spend checking these fucking subreddits and these fucking forums where, anyone can make an account and come on and say, "This is bullshit, man."
See, we're finally hearing Alex's misanthropy, his particular version.
Oh, he's
of it.
had huge misanthropy for this for so
Yeah,
long. It's kind
for
of
this
gotten a
particular
little.
group.
To be honest, as much as he gets annoyed by them, I get a little bit annoyed by him complaining about them with how much he does.
We're getting a circle going here now. We're all annoying each other with our own particular annoyances.
I stopped checking the Total War subreddit because I knew I was no fun to be around after I had checked it. But motherfucker, when you keep bringing up saying, "Man, this new Total War DLC, they're fucking us, they're exploiting us," it's like, well, what do you want me to say?
Uh-oh. It's a good time to stop this particular episode. See you in the next one, folks.
I'm keeping this recording, and I'm gonna say soon, I hate you. I have only put up with you so that I can,
This is Alex Midrant, by the way, folks. Kill you later. That's what's
yeah,
gonna
there
do.
you go. I was trying to look for something more creative, but that
I was trying to bail you out there. You needed a lifeline.
I needed a bailing
Yeah.
out there. I don't know. I was also a pretty big fan of how I was just spiraling there. Like, there's a humor in that.
I'm only keeping you around, so.
Yeah.
Existential crisis of not understanding or not remembering why he keeps him around.
If I had a webcam on, I'd cross my eyes and then fall over.
You were Mitch McConnelling.
Hell, hey! I need more pills.
Sorry, what? I was adding ape noises, which I don't think he produced, but whatever.
Monkey.
Monkey.
I just saw you almost
Mitch
die.
McConnell, he go up and he make the speech, but he pass over in front of the babies.
Wait, what did you say, Thing?
And all.
I said I watched you almost die. It was
Yes,
incredible.
you did. Yes,
Oh.
you did. I was very close.
Oh, really quick. This has nothing to do with any of what we're talking about. We can definitely get back into it, but I keep meaning to ask Alex. In my challenges, Alex, you said that you can store the multipliers. I want to understand that I'm doing this right. Every time I cash in a challenge, it takes away a multiplayer. So what you were saying is you you do a bunch of challenges, don't cash them in, and then you wait to cash in a really good
No, no,
one.
no, no, no.
Yeah, okay, you explain.
Don't do the
Don't even
challenges.
do them?
Don't. If you do the challenges, they don't get stored. If a challenge gets done, you need to cash it in, or else it's lost.
Okay, well wait a minute. So
Oh.
how do you get experience points towards your towards opening the whatever the whatever the battle pass if you don't
Yeah.
do the challenge?
By cashing in challenges, by cashing them in.
Well then how can you cash them in if you don't do them?
Yeah. What do
Wait,
you?
maybe
If
we're
you,
defining this differently. When I
What
say
are you
cash in,
saying, Alex?
yeah, for me it's two phases. There's a challenge that you can do, but then you don't claim it. Are you saying not to claim it, or are you saying don't even do it?
okay, so I'm not saying like you shouldn't do it, but if you do a challenge and you cash it in, then there you go. The multiplier has been used. It gets the XP for the battle pass. If you end up just not doing the challenge,
Not even
whether it's
doing
because you
it.
didn't log in that whether it's because you logged in that day or because you didn't log in that day, either which way, if you didn't do the challenge, the multiplier on that challenge gets banked.
Okay, so if I log in every day for the next week, however long, make up a number, and I just don't do any challenges, my multiplier will continue to increase, and it is
You'll
ideally
get 5 a
then
day.
okay, so to 5 a day. So then it is when it's at its maximum, which to me seems to be the number 20. Is that correct? Mine doesn't go above 20.
Good.
Let me look right now.
Mine isn't going above 20 either. Mine isn't going above 20 either, and I definitely have not done any challenges in a long time.
Okay, so then what you're saying is then to get the maximum benefit from a challenge is just don't do them. Let your multipliers accrue by
Well,
logging in, and then wait to do them. Wait to apply the challenge multiplier on a good big challenge that gets a lot of points. Is that what you were saying before? Like
I wasn't so
150.
much saying bank them for that because you don't know whether you'll get them to begin with, so that's a risk. If you want to do that, that's a fairly big risk. I will say every now and then you will get lucky and that will happen, and if it does happen, then it will save you a lot of work.
What
But it's no guarantee it will happen to begin
did I misunderstand before when we were talking about this a week or so back that's what you were suggesting I do? Did you have something else that you said that I should try?
I believe I may have led you wrong at
No,
that
I
point.
think I
don't
might have just
remember.
misunderstood.
Yeah, I can't recall what happened. It really could have been one of either. Hell, it could have been both.
Hmm. So
But
the way
yeah,
you do the battle pass then is you just well, what do you do? If you, Alex, were to get the battle pass, I'm not even sure if you actually do pursue it, but if you were to do so, what would you?
I already have.
Okay, you have. So how did you go about getting it? What method did you employ?
I generally just did the challenges and burnt through the ones for the given day, and then I'd come back later, and if I missed a day, then they got banked.
So you didn't ignore the challenges. You actually specifically did them.
Yes.
Then I do have to admit I'm unsure as to why you told me not to do them before.
I
Maybe you were just telling
I
me how
don't
to
recall
maximize
telling you
gains. That might have been all it was. I mean, I was still pretty new. I might have not known exactly what you were referring to.
I don't recall telling you not to do them, but I also would believe that I might have
Well,
told
it
you
was
not to
something
do
along the
them.
lines of wait to do them until you get like a good boss challenge or something. Like you kind of phrased it like that.
I think that yeah, that either I did say that or I phrased it almost in a way where I made it sound like that was the good idea.
But you would say it's not a good idea because it's so it's so difficult to predict.
Yeah, because it will give you the like beat Thunderfoot for 150 XP,
Right.
and like you have a chance to get a 70 XP multiplier on it, but it's not a guarantee. And if you end up waiting and never actually shitting rather than shit or get off the pot,
I see. Yeah, because like right now I have a challenge that is kill sandstorm beasts. I don't even know what that means. But
Those are the beats. So you know that like sandstorm door over in by Noob River with the guy inside of it.
sandstorm door with the guy.
Yeah, like the
I
sandstorm.
probably do, but I'm not
temple.
sure I understand. Sandstorm temple, sandstorm temple. Why would I not know that?
So it should be in
Yeah, I'm looking at the map now.
Sandswept Ruins in K4.
See. Oh, I'm way too far to the west. I'm actually almost right where you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never gone back there. Okay, what is that?
Yeah.
What's the
So
story with that?
so so what I was going to say is that there's like these spiky cat things out there. That's what that's referring to. Those are the sand beasts that
Oh,
challenge is referring to.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm actually heading straight in that direction. I'll continue there now.
Yeah.
Because I can get
Although
150 for that.
there are also sand reapers. So is it sand reaper or sand beast?
Sandstorm beasts.
I assume that's the cats in K4.
Okay.
Yeah.
There should be about 10 of them over by that temple. So that should be
Okay.
enough to complete that challenge.
I mean, I think it's a sandstorm. It's hard to tell because the lettering overlaps some of the graphics in such a way to where, I mean, it's the right amount of letters from what I can tell, but I can't quite make out the word, but it looks like it's sandstorm.
Right.
I'll find out very
I
shortly.
assume that that's what it's referring to. If it says
Oh.
like sand beasts or sandstorm beasts, then yeah.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it does say sandstorm. Although I guess before I go down there, I should still look for this damn obelisk. I'm right in the damn area. Damn it.
Oh,
Let me see. Yeah, where
well, actually, where is that?
you've gone a ways off.
Really?
It's dead in the center of N6.
Let's see. There's
Yes,
6.
yes, it is. Yeah, you're way far away.
Ah, fuck.
And
Well,
it's
it's
also
only a
kind
few
of
minutes
hard to
of
get to.
walking.
You have to like climb up a tree to get up.
Hell,
there.
I'm just teleporting then. Fuck it. I'm sick of dealing with this
Yeah,
fucking obelisk.
I'm gonna be honest there. If you hadn't said that, I was about to press M and then admin jump to it and then just teleport you
Just
to
put
me.
me there anyway.
Yeah, I was going to do that anyway.
I mean, because I bypassed it literally twice. One time, which I specifically went there. Okay, here it is. Boom, touch, done. Enough.
There you
Finally,
go.
yeah. Okay, well, let's just teleport my ass back to where I was. The end. Okay, there we go. Nice and simple. All right. Thanks for letting me know where it was. That saved a good bit of wandering and frustration.
There we go.
Did you guys ever find? You probably did, Alex in particular, since you explored this game a lot before we started playing. Did you find the Isle of Unsightly Sirens?
No.
No, yeah,
Wait, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's a tiny little island. Like it's so small and it's so eastern that literally half of the island is crossing into the ghost fence, and it always spawns at least a few dancers. And they're not even especially ugly or anything, but it always spawns dancers, and I think they're always 3 or above. I think I'll have to check. But yeah, I think the title is the Isle of Unsightly Sirens.
That's funny.
It is actually funny, yeah. When I went there were 2 females and 1 male, and they looked like any other dancer. I guess there's no special texture for them, which would have been funny if there was.
Just give them all the
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan bowl cut or whatever.
No, one of them was
Yeah.
when I went. One of them did have that actually.
The women should also have it.
That'd be
All of
pretty
them.
great.
The women and the children too.
Yeah, they're ugly like
Oh
animals.
God, an entire island culture of Hulk Hogan.
We're all
It is-
brothers here.
We're. It is the
Even the
Welcome to
sisters
the
are
island
my
of
brothers.
unsightly brothers, brother.
Yeah, brother.
If I remember correctly, the island is either at or near the kidney-shaped island in 06, just northeast of the temple. Actually, someone's over here
06.
not far from it, actually.
yeah,
Soon,
yeah.
you can visit it. I'm going to teleport there now. It's either that island or the one just north of it, I think, northeast. Let me check.
Yeah, I teleported to the obelisk. I've got a challenge to kill gorillas.
Ah,
Oh, I should have
okay.
brought actually, let me go bring Thrall with me. Since I'm out here.
All right.
Who needs some training up? Let me go-
Oh my god, I stumbled into the spider demon. I didn't think it was here, and suddenly here it
yeah,
is. Wow.
He's pretty tough.
Okay. God, he's fucking terrifying.
He's pretty tough. He also has poison, a lot of poison. So
Shit,
be careful if you don't have health potions.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make some for sure. I literally just I teleported over to the island I thought was the Siren. That's not. It is the one that's a little bit northeast of the one I described.
All right, who should I train up? I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch of names as I walk by them, and let me know if you think that they are interesting.
Just take whoever you want.
I don't know who I want.
What about
That's why I'm asking.
there was one someone made her lay down on her side. I think she was a good thrall. I can't
Oh,
remember who
I've
she was.
got there's Aowen, Mr.
Yeah,
Peter
Aowen's good.
Winkle, Boudica,
Honestly,
Sammy the Kid.
Mindy's the only one who kind of doesn't need it. I mean, she still could use some levels, but she's already really strong. The other ones could definitely use some leveling.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, there's Jessica Alba. I saw her back there. I'm wondering who she used to be now, because I saw that name.
Walter. Actually, I think I like you, Walter. Yeah, you can come. Wait, you don't even have a weapon. Not a good weapon.
Walter, let's go kill some gorillas, Walter.
What was that voice?
Yeah, what was that?
My best attempt at a Mike Ehrmantraut.
Oh, I get it. I
Oh.
get it. Now that I know what you're referencing, it wasn't
I
bad.
thought you were trying to be Hank.
Hank
No.
Hill or Hank Schrader?
Hank Schrader.
Oh, okay. Walter, let's go kill some spiders.
That was a great mic.
Was it? I was actually completely.
Yeah,
I
that
thought I
was
was
a
failing hard.
fantastic mic.
Oh wow! Well, thank you. It's my first attempt, so I'm glad that it didn't completely suck. Walter, sometimes it doesn't hurt to have someone watching your back. Probably about the best I can do for an
Walter,
older
you-
person, someone who's twice my age.
Yeah. You need to
You've
be
done
doing
son
like
of a
those.
bitch.
There's a huge like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul more like meme culture right now, surrounded around Mike Ehrmantraut. You should start doing YouTube poops for him.
Well, they're memeing everyone in the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul casts now.
Yeah, but like the main thing is the weird like finger thing with Mike Ehrmantraut. I don't really get it.
That was it.
What is it? The
That
weird
was there a few
finger
years
thing?
ago.
Oh, okay. I thought I've only seen it recently, just being everywhere.
Can
Oh
you?
no, it was big 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, if you say so.
What? I missed what you said though. Did you just say finger thing?
Yeah, the finger thing.
The Mike? Did you say the Mike
Yeah,
Ehrmantraut
Mike
finger
is
thing?
finger or something.
Don't understand.
His finger.
His finger.
No, he is finger.
So it was I think what it was there was it was like a real basic style, old style meme where it was just a picture of Mike Ehrmantraut, and above it was a text saying, you know, when the school, the teacher says, "Okay, kids, it's time for finger painting," and then it says, "Kid named Finger, colon," and then it was Mike Ehrmantraut making kind of like a half smirk. And it was to my understanding, this is my best guess at what happened there, though. To be honest, it just kind of popped up overnight, and I was like, what the fuck? My understanding is that whoever made it presumably originally had a point, but the whole thing was just so nonsensical and so non-joke, non-humor, that people took it up as, like, this makes no sense, let's turn it into something.
Sometimes things
Pretty
that are
well.
just so abstract that they don't make sense can be funny to me, but that one is like that. It's as you said. It almost seems like, and probably did, have some specific point or message or joke, and because I feel like I'm missing it, I can't appreciate the absurdity. It's like I'm too
Yeah.
bothered by what I'm missing to appreciate how silly it is.
No, that's how I've always.
Yeah,
probably
I don't
seen
get
that
it.
Meme. I'm always just like, what is this about? I'm glad I finally at least have some sort of explanation. I guess.
Yeah, something kind of resembling an explanation.
But yeah, no, like what I was saying. It basically is Mike Ehrmantraut is finger.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
even
There's
trying
the
to think
joke.
if there's
There's the meme.
Mike Ehrmantraut his finger.
Mike Ehrmantraut is finger.
I can't even tie that to a Breaking Bad reference that makes any sense. There was nothing about his finger on Breaking Bad, so it's like,
Yeah,
what
that's
am I missing?
or Better Call Saul from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember anything having to do with his finger. Well, wait a minute. No. I was gonna say
Nope.
something happens to his finger, but no, he shoots a guy in the hand. I'm thinking of something different.
Yeah, I don't really know that one. Every now and then I'll look in on the Breaking Bad meme community, and they'll produce some pretty funny things from time to time. But they still sometimes will refer to Mike as Finger rather than as if that's his name, Finger.
That's
Like they'll
so
say
bizarre.
you remember that scene with Walter and Finger?
Yeah,
And I just have to remind myself oh yeah, that was a thing.
yeah, it's such a yeah. Such a weird thing.
I do love the memes that, like, have Lalo as the lovable uncle that everybody's so happy to see.
Lalo was super charming. That guy was
Yeah.
he had charisma to
Yeah.
spare. Good looking guy too. I can see how he
I mentioned
popular.
I mentioned to Alex, but the like Breaking Kitchen series on YouTube is really funny.
Oh,
Breaking
yeah!
Kitchen. I'm not familiar with this.
Okay, they use video edit. They use It was a really quality editing guy made a series of videos where it's like Jeff Ramsey's usual like cooking competition shows. They edit in Walt and Lalo and Tuco as contestants.
And yeah, a few
So
others.
Lalo's
Same
over there
guys.
cooking tacos and flipping. Of course, there. How many scenes are there in Better Call Saul? Are there of Lalo cooking tacos?
I had a few.
I can think of at least a couple. That whole family
Tuco,
loves cooking food.
That is true, because Tuco also
Tuco
has some
also-
cooking.
Yes, he
and
does.
Walt's over there. Walt's over there very scientifically cooking because he's Walt.
Right.
At one point, like I want to say Tuco like picks up like I don't know some garlic or whatever and snorts it and goes, "Ooh, yeah, that's good shit."
Yeah.
Because he's Tuco.
Right.
He just released a new episode recently where like Walter like breaks into Gordon Ramsay's office. You remember the scene where like Walter is trying to break into Ted's office and he throws a plant pot?
Yes, yeah, and it
at the
bounces
glass?
off.
Yeah, and then he ends up blowing up Gordon Ramsay's office. And then Ramsay comes out and is like,
Right.
he changes Walt's score to like a 5 out of 5 after giving him a 1. And of course, Walter
Right.
brought him the pizza and then threw it.
Ah, that's great. I have to see this. What was it called?
Breaking Kitchen. He
All
has
right.
it's like a 6-parter so far, and he's still continuing it on.
Excellent.
It's really good.
Breaking Bad is the gift that keeps on giving.
It really is.
Oh yeah. Well, the gift that keeps on giving is this new trend of like we've had a decade now of like the gag being the lowest quality meme. I appreciate this new trend of getting extremely high level professional video editors to make these bizarro memes.
They could use their
And I
talent
wonder
for
how
something
many of these-
so much better. Yeah, but they're putting it to an ultimate good for us.
I saw another
Well, I'm gonna be
one-
honest. How many of these guys were getting underpaid at film
I'm
studios?
sure. And now they're
during
making
COVID,
more
we're like,
money
fuck
doing
it.
YouTube.
Yeah, I hadn't thought
Yeah,
of that.
Because like, there's one guy, the one guy who does the really. I'm trying to remember his name. Eli _handle _b dot WAV, which is itself a reference to a audio file from Half-Life, but nonetheless, he does absurdly quality ones like Walter White in Half-Life or Michael Scott in Mass Effect,
I could picture
or
that.
Detective Frank Drebin in Detroit Become Human.
Frank Drebin in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
Yeah, I saw another guy just enter the scene. He did like this really high quality video edit of placing Walter in the Captain America Civil War airport battle scene. And Walter just ends up like killing all of the Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't know the reference,
the
of
gag
course,
is
but it
just-
sounds funny.
There is a distinctive scene in one of the Marvel movies where the superheroes, or at least a good chunk of the superheroes, are split on a major political issue. And they split up into two teams and fight in the parking lot of an airport.
Oh, and so in this particular context, Walt just goes and just murders them all.
Well, I think the gag is, it's supposed to be this epic lineup of iconic heroes. Let's throw in Walter White and make it look like he's not out of place.
Yeah, pretty well.
I have to see the scene.
And it actually was really
Like,
well edited, and he fit in almost perfectly. Like it was so crazy.
At a certain point, what editor goes and takes that scene from the end game of like everybody's here and just throws in as many pop cultural
Already
characters
done.
they can think
That's
of?
already been done.
Yeah, there you go. Of
I
course.
saw
Just do the
if
the ultimate battle of ultimate destiny.
Yeah,
is
there
it-
was
is it a
also
scene-
there was also a really good. Sorry, Mike, but there
No,
was
it's okay.
also a really good one with like this guy who did audio editing, and this wasn't so much a meme, but he did a professional level like audio edit of that scene where he weaved the different heroes' personal theme songs into the scene as they showed up, and it ended up like sounding very coherent and everything. And it was really cool. I liked it a lot.
That is
Yeah.
cool, and people take that kind of effort.
Yeah. But what were you gonna say, Mike?
I was gonna say the scene that you're talking about at the end of Endgame. I having never seen any of those movies, is that where just like over the course of probably like a straight minute or two, just like the bad guy that I can only assume to be Thanos is he's about to get his ass kicked, and just like more and more and more like good guys come out of like various portals and so forth, and they're
Yes.
like, hey, did you call
Yes.
for us? Well, we're here too, and hey, how about over there? And more guys come. Yeah. I remember someone did that. I was not pleased with it because it was in tribute to Biden, quote, winning the election. Yeah, I'm gonna go there over
Meh.
Trump.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was actually at the time, having never seen the movie, and so I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with the scene. I both admired the sheer mounting. Like, I can only imagine in the theaters that had to have been super exciting. Um,
Oh
Oh yeah.
God,
I mean, that would
yes.
have
Yes, it
just
was.
been, yeah. It
There
was
were
just
so
like,
many. There were so many moments during Endgame where like the people in the theater just started like getting up and cheering. It was.
I
It was.
that struck me as a complete, like, this is
Yeah.
just mounting awesomeness. Like, I,
Yes.
not being a superhero fan, can't specifically relate, but I could see how that could, like, it was like, this just keeps going. This is just like
Yes.
achievement after achievement after achievement.
And
That's
then there was also a scene of like Captain America like using Thor's hammer for the first time, which had been
oh,
built up.
that's what was going on with that. I remember
Yes,
that spot.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that ended up getting built up over, like 10 movies of like Captain
Oh,
America
wow.
maybe being able to hold his hammer, and of course there's people thinking he's worthy enough to hold Thor's hammer, which the whole thing is that it's a really big deal if you're able to hold Thor's hammer because that means that
Right.
you're like ultimate worthy, you know.
Yeah. Well, being able to hold the hammer means you're simultaneously pure of heart, but also willing to take a life. Which
Yeah.
is why Spider-Man, who is pure of heart, can't carry it because Spider-Man is not willing to
That's
take
a
a life.
very interesting specific. I like that.
Yeah,
It
and
also doesn't mean that you have to
several
be a
movies
good person
prior.
either.
What's that, soon?
Just to put it in perspective,
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
I,
what's
I
up?
missed what you said there. Something about prior, I think. Something. I missed the last thing you said before we asked where you were. I think it's lost to time. It's all
So
right.
what was the last thing
Yeah,
you
what was the last thing you
said?
said?
I didn't say anything.
No,
I think you misheard Mike as me or something.
no, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear the last thing you said before you. We were talking about the Mjolnir, and you guys were both
Yeah.
talking about it, and then I think the last thing you said about that I didn't hear.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's
I don't know what it would have been.
it's about a stupid fucking comic book movie anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No,
but it was
when I saw that clip, it just looked like I could appreciate from a cinematic and storytelling standpoint, especially after like whatever 20 movies to get to that point, and even without the details you guys just shared, that
Uh-huh.
that seems like that would have, like, being in a theater and sharing that moment with other equally minded fans was like how I felt like when I watched Star Wars movies live on premiere,
Right.
like that. Except even without that increasing tempo of awesomeness, like that had to have been fucking mind blowing. I doubt you
Yeah,
guys will ever get an experience
for
like
sure.
that again.
I actually got a pretty similar experience with the Godzilla movie, the
Really,
2014 movie. Yeah, the
the one I
big
didn't
atomic
like.
breath,
Wow.
the big atomic breath scene.
Oh, that was
Like,
so good though.
I mean,
Yeah.
I went to go see it day one, and so it was mostly like big Godzilla fans, and like the crowd got really, really wild when that happened.
When the blue light started heating up on his scales, on his spine, it
Yes,
was like,
exactly. Yeah.
oh yeah, that was pretty
That
fun.
was a great moment in theaters, but
It,
obviously it doesn't compare to the end game, that end game moment because of
yeah,
how built
just
up
the
that
build up
was.
alone.
Yeah.
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 No, I'm sorry, Alex. You go ahead.
The only two times I can recall people in the theater actually having like audible reactions were the endgame portals. Well, actually three: the endgame portals, Cap with the hammer, and the ending of Infinity War, which I assume you've been spoiled on by this point, right?
If anyone hasn't seen Infinity War by now, you can skip ahead. I'm sure you guys have told me, but it's yet another thing I just wouldn't remember.
Thanos wins, snaps the gauntlet.
Oh,
Half
right,
the
that
population
returns
of
to
the universe.
Ash, or at least half the people. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember
Yeah.
that actually.
And there were there were very strong audible gasps from the moment that Bucky was the first to go, because Bucky was is, because of course they undid it, but Bucky is a tremendously beloved character. So.
Yeah, I guess the part you guys will have to explain this to me. This isn't me just being cynical. I literally I just can't understand why anyone would be surprised or taken aback because there is no way I mean
In the
they would
comics,
never just let those characters die.
yeah, yeah. Well,
At
the
least, well,
important
as you're about
part,
to probably say, maybe in the comics, yes. But I mean, for the movies, they wouldn't just kill them off unceremoniously and never bring them back. I mean, surely. You go ahead. Answer my question so I don't just talk over you.
just to clarify, on some level, it was immediately shocking simply because when this same story arc happened in the comics, it did not happen at the end of the story, it happened at the very beginning. Yeah. It started from the jump with Thanos snapping, because the comics, it's made explicit, you know this isn't going to stick. You know these people aren't going to stay
I see
dead.
What you're saying.
What the start of the story is, Thanos kills these people, and the story is built on, okay, how do we get them back? How do we undo what
Well, but
Thanos
didn't it come
did?
across the same way knowing that there was going to be another Avengers movie coming? Or was that not even common knowledge at that time?
Well,
it was. The way... With Infinity War, the reason why it worked was because, yes, everybody knew Bucky was going to come back. I mean, Spider-Man. They're not going to keep fucking
right.
Spider-Man.
When I watched... It's funny that you say that because... Excuse me, that's a good example. When I watched a clip of this, I actually did, after the movies came out and everyone was talking about it, I went and watched a YouTube clip, and Spider-Man... It was like a series of sequential gasps. Everyone was not only surprised that it happened, but with every quote death, everyone in the audience was continually shocked. Oh no, it just keeps happening. Here I am again thinking, well, clearly they're all going to come back. But then when it got to Spider-Man in particular, you could hear people like specifically saying no, no, not him. And I'm not mocking anyone who is emotional, not at all. I just don't get how one would suspend their disbelief. I don't.
Well, the emphasis was not so much on, no, they're gone forever. The emphasis was on the emotional damage for the survivors. Yeah. A lot of the focus of the Thanos snap thing was not so much, well, they're never coming back, because we all knew they were coming back. The emphasis was on, Iron Man especially, developing a horrible guilt complex because Spider-Man died in his own.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. That helps to make sense.
Yeah, because Spider-Man was
America
Iron Man's, mentee. You know, he was, basically a parental figure to Spider-Man in these movies.
And the decision to start off with Bucky in particular was supposed to be a kick in the balls because we had, over the past several movies, watched Captain America work over the course of several movies, which occurred over the course of over half a decade. Captain America thinking that his buddy Bucky is dead, finding that his buddy Bucky is alive but now brainwashed by the Nazis, trying to save his buddy Bucky, trying to undo the brainwashing, having to send him to Wakanda over in Africa for them to unbrainwash him. For years and years and years, Cap worked every bit of every day to bring his buddy Bucky back. And in Infinity War, finally he's out of the brainwashing tube, unbrainwashing tube. Bucky is back. Okay, and Thanos kills him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just such a tremendous kick in the balls to Captain America, a character that, by that point, you grow to really love.
That makes a lot more sense. Obviously, having not seen the movies or really knowing very much about the majority of the characters, I can only look at it from the outsider's perspective of, again, unintentional cynicism of, it's impossible to think that these characters are actually really going to stay dead, so how can this be that emotional? But you're making a good point that when you know the characters and you know the story, you can see that there is sadness for how this is going to affect everyone else. There's sadness for how much of a, to put it mildly, setback this is for all the remaining survivors. How are they going to get over this? Where are they going to go from here? I see what you're saying. It's not necessarily just the fact that, okay, well, they're gone. Oh, no, they're, what will we do? It's literally, okay, what will we do? How is everyone going to recover from this? This is...
I want to say that's actually the last line of the movie, is Captain America sitting in his own buddy's ashes on the ground.
Oh, God.
I think Cap actually says, What do we do?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit, that's the end of the
Guardians.
movie? Holy
Cut to black.
shit.
Yeah.
Cut to black.
Well, that's some balls
Yes.
right there. That's pretty good. Wow.
Yeah, but no, like they specifically chose every character based on the emotional impact that it would have on other characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like for example,
Rocket
Black Panther
Rocket
dies,
has to
and
watch the other Guardians die in front of him.
Ah.
Yeah. All of the Guardians die except for Rocket.
The one who was from the beginning, clearly the one that was most emotionally fragile.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then
Nebula survives.
and then the Wakandans lose their king.
Makes sense.
After they just fought a civil war.
Oh, right. Okoye has to watch Black Panther die when she's his bodyguard and is sworn to keep him alive.
Yes, and this was not long after they fought a civil war as well. That they just suddenly lose their king. So like his entire political system is really fragile at that point.
This is making a lot more sense. I'm having a better appreciation for what happened then now that I understand the context.
Yeah, it wasn't just that these characters died, it was who they left behind when they did die.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, again, I'm over here thinking, well, guys, I mean, why are you upset? You know, I mean, it's years. They'll all be, check your watch, set it on your calendar, which you probably already have. They'll be back. You know, but yeah, I get it. That's unintentionally a very simplistic way of looking at things.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, they come back 5 years later for Endgame, and Black Widow is actually suicidal.
Suicidal? Really?
Oh yeah.
Yes, and she succeeds.
She succeeds? She kills herself?
Yeah, she kills herself.
Yeah.
Does she stay dead?
Yes.
Yes,
Black Widow kills herself? She literally commits suicide in Endgame?
Yes.
Yeah,
wow.
they find out, okay, one of us has to kill ourselves to get the Infinity Stone.
Oh, so it's a noble suicide, though. See, I knew it wouldn't be that dark.
Well,
I knew it.
kind
Even
of,
that, I
but-
had to be right there somewhere.
Let Alex finish, because there's a bit more
I mean,
complication
if
to
you
that,
tell me that they come into like, hey, Black Widow or Scarlett Johansson, whatever your real character's name is, and they literally have her just hanging from like a ceiling fan, then I will say I respect the hell out of these movies. That's bold.
Yeah, but she still did jump off of a cliff and
fair enough,
smack into the ground, and they showed her broken body.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't expect that.
In a puddle of blood.
In a puddle of blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty ballsy.
But yeah, Hawkeye loses his family. All of his family dies to this Thanos thing, and Widow herself is incredibly guilty by that point. So when Hawkeye and Widow are there and they find out, oh, one of us has to die to get one of these things to undo what Thanos did, Hawkeye and Widow literally physically fight over who gets to.
They don't want to live anyway.
They're also best friends. No,
Yeah.
they're also best friends. Keep in mind, so they really
Yeah.
The other person is the only person left for them to live at that point.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty dark.
So, conveniently enough, when Widow kills herself, it's then left with Hawkeye standing at the edge of the cliff, looking down at the one person left he gave a shit about having killed herself, and just going, what the fuck?
Did he actually say that?
Well, he doesn't know, sadly.
Well, because PG-13s are allowed one F-bomb.
There's only
I
one
that would have been a
F-bomb in the entire MCU now.
Is it,
Well, are you counting Netflix?
I'm not counting Netflix.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'd go theatrical.
Netflix is not cinematic universe.
Yeah, PG-13s are allowed one fuck.
It's not even canonical anymore. I mean, there's a whole debate about that, but I don't consider it canonical. Anyway, point being, out of the movies, there's only one F-bomb, and it's in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And it's just kind of a funny throwaway F-bomb, which is kind of perfect, to be honest.
I really need to watch that, because it's on Disney Plus now.
Like, Peter Quill just goes,
me too.
just open the fucking door! While Nebula is really struggling with trying to get it open.
That is actually pretty good. Nice and simple, realistic.
And to my understanding, that's a very emotionally charged movie.
It is an emotionally charged movie, and that's probably the lightest moment in the movie. It's a very...
Because that movie,
it's a very traumatic movie.
Do you think you'll ever go and watch Guardians?
Believe
3?
it or not, I will. I know that I always say that kind of thing, and I drag my feet, but I still haven't seen 2, and the fact is, I really enjoyed the first one, so I do intend to watch
Number 2 is not as good as the first one, but
I remember Ted said he hated it.
It does have what's his name?
Kurt
I
Russell,
know
that's
you.
my boy.
Kurt Russell.
Yes, yes, it does have Kurt
Guardians
Russell and
1,
Joker.
Guardians 1 is very emotionally charged as well. Like, excuse me, Guardians 2. Guardians 2, it comes down to, Guardians 2 has a pretty stupid sense of humor. There's
Well,
a
the
lot of
first one.
potty humor
Oh,
at certain
okay.
points.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Guardians 2, I would also say, is like a very, very emotionally charged movie.
It is. At the same time, it does undercut its emotionality at points. For example,
I would also say Guardians 2 is one of the most guilty of undercutting its emotion. Like, I would say the most effective emotional moment still works very well.
it does,
but
but it gets undercut a couple moments later by Peter Quill using a fucking giant Pac-Man in a fight.
oh yeah, that
Don't-
thing.
Like that's
Yeah, I'll have to
almost
see the movie to
immediately
understand that
after
one.
the most like heightened emotional moment in the movie is he just suddenly like whips out a giant Pac-Man to try to eat his dad. Spoiler.
That's
I literally don't
Shut-
remember
shut
that
up!
at all, but okay.
Shut up, you dumb fucker!
Sorry.
I do have to admit that while I don't take it personally soon because I like you, I always just completely just lower my head and shake it in defeat when somebody completely spoils something and it's a spoiler. It's like, that's not how it works, people. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. It's alright. I will probably have forgotten it by the time I watch
I'm not sorry, fuck you.
Well, I know that Kurt Russell is his dad. That was spoiled like way back early. It probably wasn't even a spoiler. I don't know. And I know that they have animosity. So the rest is, I guess, just kind of just whatever detail, the cheesiness. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, sorry.
Generally
I just got
speaking,
caught up
I'm
in
anal
them.
about spoilers. But yeah, no, I know you didn't do it on purpose. I was gonna say something and now I can't remember what. It was gonna be about one of these movies and that's bothering me. I was gonna say something specific about one of these Marvel movies, and now I cannot remember what. Fuck. That's fine. Go on.
Hey, I know what you're asking. Sadly, Haley Atwell never gets naked.
Who's Haley Atwell?
Peggy Carter from Captain America.
The woman of Pink's dreams.
Indeed.
Piggy Card. If I wasn't worried about, you know what? No, I'm not recording this game specific. I'm recording my window. So I'm gonna bring up the internet now and look up who you're talking about.
Hey, there used to be 200 or 300 silver bars on the blacksmith bench. Where are they?
I was
did
about
not
to get
pick them
really
up. They
nervous
were-
and say
they
I
were
might
there
have
when I
them,
looked
but
at them
then I
before.
remembered I can't use silver at all, so it's not me.
You both spoke at the same time. Soon, what'd you say?
I said they were there when I was checking the blacksmith bench 30 minutes ago. I did not pick them up.
I don't trust him. Pat him down.
I must have moved them. If Soon didn't move them, Mike wouldn't have touched them. And Pink wouldn't have touched them.
I can't use them.
Yeah, they should be on there still because they were there not that long ago.
Son of a bitch, where are they?
Freddy is
Oh,
finally
have
out
a
of seeds. I need to replenish him.
I have a horse carcass to stuff into the hydraulic press. I must have moved the silver. It must have been me, but I don't recall ever moving the silver.
I'm checking all of the chests and stuff. I don't see anything.
While you guys are doing that, just really quick, my internet broke up really hard, by the way, when I was looking up that
okay.
Haley Atwell. But just for whatever it's worth, a couple pictures cute, couple pictures profoundly ghoulish. So,
Huh.
not quite. At first, I thought you were referring to.
I think Pink's going to kill you.
A
wouldn't
couple
ever call
pictures
her
were
ghoulish.
not flattering. Yeah, a couple pictures she looked really freaky looking. And that was just
Weird.
her at like a red carpet or whatever. I mean, the first picture I saw of her was really cute. The other ones, no. At first, I don't know what this says about me. I thought you guys were talking about Haley Bailey, the girl who just played the Little Mermaid. And
Oh.
I was gonna say I thought she was super cute, so I thought you were talking
Wait,
about
what?
her at first. Yeah, see, there you go. Maybe that's crazy. Haley, is it Haley
Oh,
Bailey?
oh, oh! I
The
found
girl who
them. They're
just
in
played.
they're
Oh,
in the treasure room. That's
oh,
right.
that's
I
right. We talked
added.
about putting
It
him in
was me.
there.
I added them to the treasure chest because they add to the value of the treasure room.
Yeah, it was for a good reason.
That was right. I remember now. I'm sorry. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
it's fine.
I
It's fine.
told you not to trust him. I told you all.
He took it and stashed it in the treasure room to keep for himself. He's gonna when he gets the chance, he's gonna take that whole treasure room out, and we'll go in there to look at our wealth, and it'll all be gone. Oh,
And
I
he's gonna
remember what I was
go and
gonna say. I'm sorry. Go on. I'll remember it this time. Go on.
he's gonna go and he's gonna buy himself some horse.
Some horse. Some
Some
horse.
horse. Horse.
Yeah, those them.
Um, it's beyond the moment now, but what I was gonna say is just there's one single f-bomb in the entire modern Planet of the Apes trilogy, and I love it because it's just there. It's not at all sensationalized. It's not spectacular. It's a moment of total realism. There's a moment, pause for anyone who hasn't seen the Apes movies, or at least the second one, which I think was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I believe. The main human protagonist is, for good reason, confronting Gary Oldman with a gun. And Gary Oldman looks at it and he just simply says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that's it. It's not bombastic. It's not. It's just that's what someone would say, and I love that. I mean, I'm partially biased because I really enjoyed those movies anyway. I know again Ted hated them, and that was one of our biggest fights because he spoiled the movie because, in his words, it was a dumb movie. It's a week old, so anyone who hasn't seen it yet should have, and if not, too bad for them. And because it's such an awful movie, I've decided that no one should see it, and I'm sparing them from having to do so by telling everybody what happens in it. That's the difference between me and Ted.
Yep.
All I
How do I
gotta say.
repair all my armor that's falling apart?
What do you got that's falling apart?
Armor,
How do you repair it?
specifically my
Drop.
boots.
Yeah, he must not have a skill for it.
Yeah, he
Knowledge.
doesn't have the DLCs for it.
Yeah.
Drop it off in the drop box and find some other stuff in the armory rental place to put on. I'm not there right now. I'm gonna be. Okay, so I have the stuff to make 2 transportory stones.
Yay.
Where are we thinking?
I vote at least one should go to the savannah.
Okay, and soon, let's say
It's
Mike
a vote
will take
though.
the
if
savannah.
any-
Soon.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I think it's fair because I don't think Pink's gonna have an opinion.
I mean,
on
if
where
no
the
one
transportory
disagrees,
stones-
I mean, if anyone else feels strongly about it, I'll certainly, back down.
But soon, where are you thinking?
I would like one near one of the treasure places, I guess.
Oh, not a bad idea. Well, do they keep respawning, or are they a one-time thing?
They keep respawning.
They keep respawning.
Okay.
Yep.
So we can get like unlimited
maybe
pet
the
statues.
what's a good one? Maybe the bay that we were just at would be a good one. Well, no, it's pretty close to the obelisk. Black
Really
Galleon?
quickly,
Or if the Savannah's pretty close to Black Galleon.
I'm on my way to the African savannah.
I would say the volcano then.
Volcano's a good one.
The volcano is a good
Oh,
one.
it's not
I'll
far
pop
from an
on up
obelisk
there.
though either. If the mounds, I don't know how far the mounds are from the. Probably far enough, I'd say.
The mounds are too far from the volcano.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the volcano. Also, there is an obelisk inside the volcano, but like the volcano is split into 2 tiers, really, because there's the lower layer, which is more or less untamed and is just loads of lava streams and obsidian to mine, and then there's the upper tier, which is almost like a city for the cultists of Skelos, and that is where the obelisk is, sadly.
Hmm.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I've got my rhino stuck in a fucking hole here.
It happens.
Oh no! No, 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 no! Why? Straight up in the air! Oh god!
That happens
What
too.
happened?
He went flying in the air, I think.
It teleported me straight up in the air, so I fell to my death.
Yeah, that I don't like when it decides to randomly do that. By teleporting over here, you meant also go 20 feet up in the air, right? Or 500?
Yeah, I guess we're clarifying the X and Y coordinates, but not the Z.
And it just randomly decides.
Yeah, hang on, I'm gonna teleport back there because that Wasn't. Oh, it teleported me even higher up in the air. Good thing I turned on creative mode before I jumped.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I love how ludicrously large the demonic rhino is.
I don't
It
know
is
if I've
fucking
seen the demonic one.
unreasonable. It's the one I rode up to you guys the first time.
I'd have to see it again. I don't remember the scale.
Die, Kudu, to give me more time with my rhino.
First kudu I think I've heard about in a while.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job of wiping out most of them.
Poor fucking things. Poor innocent kudos.
Oh no! I want to kill this kudu, but the kudu's chasing after the demonic rhino. Now that I've got off the demonic rhino, it runs away.
That thing's got a death sentence. Although it's scared of you, apparently. It knows that you're capable of summoning that thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be real here. I made a golem with no arms to follow me. He does still somehow attack. I don't know how.
Like, literally, what is his animation?
I haven't stopped to check. I'm going to wager he probably just headbutts.
That'd be cool if he did. I mean, I think it would be neat if they accounted for the fact that he has no arms, and so he just does what he can with what he's got.
Yeah. I love that I can make him without limbs.
Yeah, that's kind of sadistic.
You made me wrong.
I know you didn't like Kung Pao, but one of my favorite lines in that movie is when they first introduced the inept character of Wimp Lo, and the main character's like, "What is this all about?" And the trainer's like, "This is Wimp Lo. We trained him wrong as a joke."
On purpose.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
joke.
He literally says, "We trained him wrong, not even incorrectly or badly, but wrong. We trained him wrong."
I didn't like Kung Pao, but I love that line. Sadly, I already knew the line ahead of time because of the Super Best Friends.
Yeah, that's one that Matt used to quote a lot too. I have to be fair. I enjoy those references because not a lot of people seem to. Kung Pao is beloved by most of the few people who've seen it. Yeah, that's why I was surprised that you were you didn't like it. It seemed kind of up your alley. I guess I don't know why I misjudged you in that way.
You know, I guess, like, I don't know. It's difficult to put into words. A lot of its jokes were just not my variety of stupid.
Yeah, that's just it. Yeah, there are different kinds of stupid humor. It's hard to narrow it down to one. I mean, there's Naked Gun stupid, and then there's, like, American Pie stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely way more Naked Gun.
Oh,
I fucking
God,
love Naked
yeah,
Gun.
I hated American Pie. And
Yeah.
I loved the Naked
Yeah,
Gun.
I actually just watched Airplane for the
beaver.
first time.
I still haven't done so yet. Yeah, what'd you
Oh!
think?
It was funny, yeah.
Airplane's a winner.
For sure, yeah.
I
It
hear
was
it's one
pretty
of the
funny.
greatest comedies
I have
ever
a drinking
made.
problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was definitely pretty good.
I take my coffee black like my men.
Oh yeah, that's a little, just for reference, Mike, that's a little girl saying that line. That's like a 6-year-old girl saying that to a 6-year-old boy.
I like it a lot better than it's a little
Yeah.
girl. I mean, I was like, well, that's funny enough. Whatever, 70s, but knowing that it's a little girl, that makes it that much better. That's great.
Oh man, and then the scene where like a bunch of people start slapping the hysterical woman and a line forms so that
Oh
they can,
yeah,
like,
yeah, the line.
slapping her.
The guy with the fucking boxing gloves,
Yeah, and
the
then
old
you get,
lady
like,
with a
you see
mace.
you scan back the line and there's people with like fucking crowbars and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Sounds
like
pretty great.
I'm also.
I feel like we're starting to like get into spoilers with like these really
Yeah,
funny
actually,
jokes.
now that you mention that, yeah, don't tell me more because it sounds like there's so many good jokes, and I
mean,
guess I don't want
it's
to miss them.
literally like a joke like multiple times every single minute. Like
I've heard that.
a
I've heard that
never-ending
that's
stream of
literally
jokes.
accurate. Yeah, I've heard that you can count. It's at least like a joke per minute, if not more. I think it's
More than that. No,
Yeah,
it's
I've
like
read that.
Yeah, definitely way fast.
there's jokes
Like, there's a
every
comedic-
couple of seconds.
It's a comedic style that's lost because nowadays, like, it's very much the style of humor is tell a joke and let it breathe.
Right.
And every now and then that can be funny, but I think that it's just done way too common nowadays, and
Well,
we've lost the rapid fire
a
jokes
big a
style
big part
humor.
of that a big part of that is because of the laugh track, is that it just became kind of a pattern that a lot of writers would incorporate to allow for
But
the.
like even in like the
Stand-up
Seth
comedians
Rogen,
and
James Franco movies, you
Yeah,
know?
they that's true, but that's because they write in the style of those like 90s sitcoms that have the laugh tracks. And people have done like a comparison in terms of like sitcoms that use laugh tracks versus those that don't. And the ones that don't obviously have way more jokes per minute, like almost twice as many jokes per minute.
Yeah.
Like Parks and Recs has way more jokes than like Friends, for example, or
Yeah.
definitely Big Bang Theory.
oh god, I saw part of an episode of that show and I couldn't fucking stand it. I was
I,
legitimately insulted that that was the popular perception of what nerds like me are like.
yeah, I just hate comedy sitcoms that use laugh tracks. It
Well,
is
that
really
too.
annoying.
Yeah.
Um, and usually it's to hide the fact that the joke isn't really that funny. Is the big
Yeah,
thing.
God damn it.
you're not wrong.
Is they like you take if you watch these shows without the laugh tracks, it's just really boring.
It's creepy. It's not just boring.
It's so
It's
creepy.
kind of
Yeah,
disturbing. Yeah, I can't remember what show it was. It might have actually been Friends, but somebody
I
showed
think it
like
was
kind of.
Friends. I've seen a lot of edits for Friends without the laugh track.
Yeah, I think even my ex girlfriend, my then girlfriend at the time when we were together, she liked Friends a lot, and she got the DVDs, and I think it was one of those that she showed me. It was a special feature or whatever, just for fun. You know, here's Friends without the laugh track or whatever, or at least without the studio audience, because I think they claimed that it was actually a real
Nah, bullshit.
studio audience. Yeah, I can't remember, but I would doubt it. But it was really like it was like Garfield without
Savannah
Garfield.
Transportory Stone is online.
What?
Oh, good.
What's online?
The teleporter to the Savannah is
Oh, you said
online.
it so fast. I thought you said something about Terry Stone. I was like, I have. Is that a new wrestler? Are they like talking to people online or something? What's what does that
Ter-
mean?
Terry Fu-
Not Terry
Terry
Funk
Funk is ascended from
from
They're
heaven.
doing they're
Ter-
doing an AMA on Reddit. Let's get it. Let's hop on. We gotta go.
I kind of thought it was that way. Yeah, odd time for one, but
There are
no.
5 integral elements to the world: stone, water, earth, fire, and funk.
Yeah,
And there's a Terry for each of them.
But yeah, talking about the just really quickly before we move on, the airplane movies. If I recall correctly, that was the Zucker brothers, and they of course also did The Naked Gun, and really
Yes.
sharp guys, great comedic minds. They did Top Secret as well. I remember it being funny, but I don't remember anything else about it specifically. Then they did Ghost, massive blockbuster. People don't think about that at the time, but it was a huge
Oh
fucking hit.
yeah.
I mean, it
Oh
made
yeah.
like
I'm
200
sure.
million or something back in like 1990 money.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure.
nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Whoopi Goldberg won one. Nominated for Best Picture, and then like after that, they did Naked Gun 33 and a third in '94, and that's the last I ever heard of them. I mean, I'm sure they've done something since, but I never heard of them again.
There's
Who was those assholes that did Funny Movie and Scary Movie and
Oh,
all
the
those?
Wayans brothers,
oh
who were they also did I'm
No,
Gonna Get
that
You.
was not the
Yes, it
Wayans
was. You damn well
brothers.
bet it was. The first one, at least.
Hang on. No.
Scary Movie was the Wayans.
No, the Wayans brothers did not. I'm sure I think the Wayans brothers were in Scary Movie, but I mean, who was the assholes that wrote them?
I'm pretty sure it was them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I would bet on this one, and maybe I'd lose money. Let's find out.
let's see. Scary Movie 1, IMDb.
Because it was they did Scary Movie, then they did like a whole bunch of like superhero movies.
The Wayans
Yeah.
brothers.
Disaster
Wait,
movie.
Alex, the Wayans brothers did write Scary Movie.
The first one,
Yes,
the first
Who's
one,
the
or the
movie
ones
guy
after?
here?
the first one did.
Oh, we weren't talking
The
about all
first
the
one
other
was
ones. That
Wayans
that
brothers.
wasn't a particular. We were saying who
Let me
wrote.
see Scary Movie 2.
I did invoke like
You
fucking.
didn't say. Well, no,
Scary
no. I
Movie.
know they
Wait,
wrote the first one. No,
Alex,
no, no.
Alex. Scary Movie 2 was also written by the Wayne brothers.
Shall we continue?
Scary Movie
What?
3
Okay,
Number
who
four
was
specifically.
Scary Movie 3 was written by one of the Wayne brothers, but not both of them. Scary Movie.
Who did like superhero movie and
I
shit?
Okay,
do
Scary
agree.
Movie
I think he's
4
right
is
about
the first
those.
one that was not written by any of the Wayne.
Yeah, there was superhero movie, there was like gladiator movie or some shit. I don't think the Wayne
Oh yeah, those were all pretty awful.
they looked rotten.
Think I watched the Gladiator one, or was there also a 300 one?
Yes, but
Well,
that was different. That was Who's the
Okay,
Spartans or Meet the Spartans?
yeah, Meet the Spartans.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was decent, but I it's not my cup
Oh,
of
I thought that was just disgusting,
I'm
honestly.
sure it was. Yeah, it looked like it would have been. Yeah,
Kind of movie where they put a half-naked chick on the cover, and the whole gimmick of the movie is, well, at some point we gotta play girl to be naked.
yeah. Well, play a Playboy model. Playgirl would be
Yeah,
a naked male, but they might have
I
done that
just
too. I don't know.
They might have done
They
that
might
too.
have.
I just think all of those movies weren't for me personally. I
Well,
didn't like any of them.
Zucker Brothers! Zucker Brothers! That's what I was trying to think
the
of!
Zookers, they're the ones who did the what we were talking with the Naked Gun.
Wait, no, then I'm thinking of someone else.
I would
Fuck!
be really
Damn
upset
it!
if they did the other ones. They might have. I couldn't imagine that they would have done the ones you're talking about, but they might have. That might be why I stopped hearing about them. Look, we gotta look it up. Look up date movie.
I
Date movie, I think is one, isn't it? Is that one of those stupid movies? No, that's too specific. That's an actual
I
term.
heard that I've always heard the like superhero movie was supposed to be really good, but I've tried to watch it. I don't think those types of movies are for me. Or like
whoever told you that was fucking lying to you.
yeah,
I've seen superhero movie. It was
the
ass.
uh the
Yeah,
2000s like weird, disgusting, vulgar humor. None of it really sits well with me.
there's an
No.
example I have to give to get it off my chest. It takes a little bit of setup. I won't go on super long, but bear with me. There was one that was The Village came out in 2004. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. That was 2004. There was a
Hmm.
movie that was made in about 2005 or 6. I think it was as late as 2006, and it was one of these stupid insert term here movies. And the trailer for it had a character who was ostensibly in a scene ribbing on the village. And it was supposed to be, if anyone's seen the village, there's a mentally retarded character, or at least a mentally impaired character in the movie, played by Adrian Brody. And this in the trailer, or rather the commercial, the TV spot for this movie, they had this character doing the Adrian Brody thing, except he was hyping up just like how super dumb he was, obviously in a very low class kind of way. And the
Hmm.
gag was, not
Yeah.
only was this like a 2-year-old reference at this point, but they had the character to illustrate how dumb he is and how funny their movie was. They had him like gibbering like an idiot and then turning to run somewhere and running face first into a pole and falling over. They thought that was like timely enough and funny enough to make a highlight in their commercial, and that's the kind of quality that we're dealing with.
Yeah, all those movies were kind of garbage. I
I
don't. I
could imagine
really.
more than kinda.
Yeah, I really hate the fact that they were as popular as they were.
It
Dude,
started with Scary Movie, which, to be fair, at the time I laughed at. I enjoyed it fairly well, but I had
mhm,
no reason to see the rest of them, and certainly not the ones we
yeah,
were talking about, other
I
offshoots.
yeah, I feel like the early 2000s in general were kind of the worst time for most media.
A lot of that started with There's Something About Mary, which was summer of '98.
Like, I'm
Ooh.
not just
That's
talking
when it
movies. I'm
got
also talking like music, for example.
from music. What are some examples? I don't necessarily disagree, but I'd like to hear.
I mean, just well, I Pink is here, isn't he?
Yes, I am.
You
So
don't want
you
to
better
offend him.
watch your tongue, boyo.
I'm sorry, Pink, but the emo period of the early 2000s with all progressive rock or whatever was trash.
You disgust me.
I like.
But you'd
I
have
don't
to
know if
get
he's
a
an
bit more
outlier.
specific before I really get disgusted.
That's what I want
All
to
of it
hear.
was trash.
Uh-oh.
Not all of it. Okay, there was a few that were good. But for the most part, it was pretty awful. I don't like any of it. But no, I was talking mostly stuff like Britney Spears and who else was really? I mean, Destiny's Child.
In 1999, that was the year of Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
Yes,
the
yes.
Hispanic, the solo Hispanic artist. Who was the guy that was really big at that time? Was that the Livin' La Vida Loca guy?
Oh yeah, Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin, thank
And
you.
like
Yeah,
I said, Destiny's
Jennifer
Child was really
Lopez,
big back
Destiny's
then.
Child, TLC,
Well, she's still, Beyonce's still big nowadays, but yeah.
Mariah. No, they were bad. They were bad.
Yeah, all of that was bad. It was so overly produced.
Yeah, it
Like
really was.
You can tell a song is from the early 2000s just from how overproduced it sounds compared to pretty much any other decade. Even the 80s, which gets a ton of flack for being how heavily overproduced and having that sound. It still pales in comparison to how the 2000s was.
This may be a little bit broad, but I always like to say that
One
the
of the
80s at least
suckers.
had character.
Yeah, the 80s definitely had characters.
Duality.
The early 2000s, just nothing. It was all shallow, heavily overproduced, just
I agree with that.
like right. And then the movies were all kind of garbage too.
Well, you got to remember, Lord of the Rings was 2001, 2, and
Yeah,
3.
you're right. You're right. You're right. Lord of
That's
the
a
Rings
noteworthy
was pretty
exception,
good.
though. I mean, if every movie
Um,
was as good as those, that'd be a whole
Star
other.
Wars prequels were also early 2000s.
Yes, they were. Yeah, 99 through 05. And I was a fan of the last one, of course, but a lot of people
Right.
still aren't.
What else were the
2000.
Early
early
2000s
2000s?
was really the last years for like good dramas before drama moved to television.
Oh yeah, Catwoman was early 2000s.
2002.
Now
That was
there's a good
great.
drama that should have been on HBO.
That was
And
great.
Lee's Hulk.
2003 for that one. 3 or 4, I think 3.
The Fantastic Four movies. I mean,
Oh,
there
That
was the
was also
Spider-Man
great.
movies. There was the Spider-Man movies, I guess.
oh yeah, 2002 and
Yeah,
2004 for Spider-Man. It
yeah,
ended
those
on
were
a bad
pretty
note,
good.
but the first 2 were
But
good.
otherwise, what else was there in the 2000s? I'm actually
Really,
kind of struggling to think of many. Oh, I
really
guess American
quickly,
Psycho.
American
Was
Psycho was
good.
99, to be fair, but
2000.
close enough.
2000 on the dot. I'm looking at
Yes,
it at its
I was gonna
release
say
date now.
you know why I thought it
Yeah,
was 99 because I was working at the Blockbuster when it came out, and that's because it came
yeah,
out in 2000, early 2000, I think. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
2000 had Gladiator, Mission Impossible 2, 2000
Yeah, yeah,
had,
those were good.
Beauty was 1999.
Jurassic Park 3 was 2001.
2001,
Gross.
Planet of the
Gross.
Apes reboot 2001, Red Dragon was 2002. That was really good.
But
I don't know how
Are
other
we just
people feel
thinking?
about it.
Are we just naming off good movies in the 2000s?
I'm just
Jurassic
trying
Park
to name
3?
any movies that I can remember from that era, just so you guys can
Oh
have.
wait, the Narnia movies were excellent. I mentioned that to you before.
First one was 2005 though. We're getting kind of
Yeah,
further
that's
out.
mid 2000s. You're right.
Yeah,
What else?
2000.
Oh, early 2000s. We're going for early 2000s,
Yes,
not
yes.
just the whole
2003.
2000s.
There was Master and Commander, Seabiscuit.
I guess the Harry Potter movies were
Harry
early
Potter
2000s
started in
to late
2001.
2000s. Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think of other movies that were up for Best Picture. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Castaway. Let's see, Tom Hanks' Road to Perdition was early 2000s. I'm trying to think of like mesmerizing, like, oh my god, one of the best movies I've ever seen from the early 2000s. Other than Lord of the Rings, I'm kind of drawing at
It's
straws.
kind of a struggle, yeah.
It
Like,
kind of is, to be honest. I have to stop
let's
and think about
see.
this.
I'm
the
looking
movie
at the
guy
Best
right
Picture
now.
nominees lists per year.
Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind, which I liked, I think more than a lot of critics do. That movie's shit on nowadays, but it was
Oh
really
yeah, A Beautiful Mind,
that was
Traffic,
2001. Traffic,
Gosford
Chocolat,
Park,
Gosford Park,
Aaron Brockovich,
Aaron
Chicago.
Brockovich with Julia Roberts, who I hate, so I never saw
yeah,
it.
In the
I'm gonna
Bedroom.
step out for just a second here.
All right, In the
I
Bedroom was
guess.
supposed to be really good. Good
Wait,
cast.
Moulin Rouge was early 2000s.
2001.
Yeah.
I
That
always,
was
for
good.
some reason, I
Moulin-
always thought Moulin Rouge was like a 1950s film.
It was a remake of a film from, I think, that era.
Yeah, Gangs of New York.
Oh yeah, 2002.
Yeah, The Hours.
Also supposedly really good. 2002. The
The
Piano, Adrian
Pianist,
Brody.
which is kind of
Pian-
gross.
Because
Polanski, wasn't it?
what? Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that why it was
Yeah,
gross?
that was
Uh,
Polanski. Exactly. That's why I said it was gross.
I've seen a Polanski movie that I really enjoyed, so I can't. I have to continue to separate the art from the artist. But what he did was sick.
Lost in Translation with Bill
Supposed to be
Murray.
great.
Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World
Very
was
good. Russell
apparently
Crowe.
nominated. Okay.
Yes, nominated for a lot. It was nominated for like 11 awards actually.
Yeah, Seabiscuit was 2003. $1 Million Baby 2004. Yeah, kind of getting into mid 2000s here.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, we got to go a little earlier. 2000 was
Yeah,
Gladiator.
I mean, yeah, that's
Castaway.
Mystic River is the last
Oh,
one. That was
man,
all
Mystic
of the Yeah, that's all the
Mystic
early
River was a
2000s
winner.
nominees.
Everyone else other than me loved that movie. I was completely disappointed. I
Oh,
thought,
and Chocolat.
yeah,
Chocolat.
Chocolat with
Chocolat.
Juliette Binoche, I think, and Johnny Depp for some reason.
Yeah. So, I mean, some good movies in there, but also, like, not, you know, movies that are really talked about much anymore either.
That's why I'm trying to think of the bigger blockbusters. 2000 was Gladiator and Mission
There was, I
Impossible.
mean, wasn't Pirates of the Caribbean's huge
Oh yeah, that
early
was
2000s?
2003. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. 20 Days
And
Later.
most of them were not great from what I remember.
I never liked the first one as much as everyone else did. I actually really preferred the second and third ones, and everyone agrees against me that those are the worst of the two, of the three.
Legally Blonde was girl. Oh, Legally Blonde was good.
It was definitely
Mean Girls has had a huge impact on culture.
Legally Blonde was very girl.
it was
Sorry.
Supergirl. No
Yeah,
pun.
Mean Girls was very
2004.
influential on culture. Oh,
I
that was
heard that was really
2004.
good. I've never watched it. Don't know if I would want to, but I heard that was actually legitimately really good.
I've always heard the same
Written
thing.
by Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tina Fey. She's not a bad writer.
Donnie Darko.
No, far from it.
Donnie
Donnie
Darko, 2001.
Darko.
Oh, Memento was 2001. That's one of the best fucking
Yeah.
movies I've ever seen in my life. How could I forget
Donnie
that?
Darko was
2001. That's what
2001.
made me remember it,
Yes.
actually. I saw those two very close to each other. I had the DVDs on the same day.
Yeah.
I
Napoleon
love Donnie Darko
Dynamite.
at the time.
Napoleon Dynamite, I feel, is another example of bad 2000s. Like
I
exactly what I'm referring to.
Everyone loved it at the time, but when I saw trailers for it, I thought this looks fucking dumb.
It is pretty fucking
I would
dumb.
believe it. But then
But
the
that's
same
the
guy.
early 2000s in general is just kind of fucking dumb.
See, comedies. I was gonna say earlier, comedies in there was a little trend there. I at the time I subscribed to Entertainment Weekly, and Entertainment Weekly proclaimed it like we're entering the era of gross out humor with There's Something
Yeah.
About Mary, which I also thought was a crappy movie, and that really kind of lasted for a while. It was just dumb potty humor movie for a while.
Also, Shrek was early 2000s,
Loved it the first time, never
which
wanted to see it
is
again.
I like Shrek, but
It's
also
good.
it's good, but also kind of very, looking back, very reminiscent of early 2000s.
You know what it is for me?
Yeah.
It's more of an isolated thing. The more I hear about Mike Myers rather, the less I like him, and the more I hear his stupid Scottish accent. He does that every fucking opportunity he gets. I'm over it.
Mhm. Yeah.
He was doing it
I mean,
since
at
like
this point, I
Wayne's
wouldn't
World
be too
days.
shocked if the story comes out in the news that he eats babies. So.
while doing a Scottish accent.
While doing a Scottish accent, yeah.
Oh, that's a baby! I'm gonna eat
There
the
we
baby!
go. It all comes together. It's all leading to this.
I mean, that's more or less Fat Bastard.
It is, now that you mention it. It really is. Get
You
that
look like a
baby into
baby.
my
I've
belly.
eaten baby.
You're right.
The other white meat.
I actually laughed at that very hard at the time. It was dumb, but like he
Where's
started
your
singing the Baby Back song. I was like, there's just something. He's literally just a big guy saying that because he's fat, he clearly is going to want to
Okay.
eat a baby. There's something funny about that to me. What? Soon, what happened?
Oh, I just see Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Oh, I read that there was a Bigfoot in this game, a big Yeti. Never encountered him.
Yeah. Well, not exactly. It's just one of the man apes had a mini boss.
Oh, okay.
Just one of them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like just in general, I can't think of very much good stuff. Like there is definitely some good stuff, but like it's more few and far between than most other decades. You know, like what 1980s? It's hard to like list off all of the good movies.
Ooh, 80s,
Oh.
E.T., The Thing, Empire Strikes Back. For me, Amadeus. Some would say
Karate Kid, I think was
Karate Kid,
80s.
Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
Goonies, Terminator.
Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky.
Rambo.
Oh, one of
I
several
think.
Rocky.
Rambo
Yeah.
was Rambo 70s. Or
Rambo
80s?
started in 82. Rocky started in
Yeah.
76. But Rocky
Okay.
3 was in the
Yes.
height of arguably the Rocky movies was 82.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, classic,
Like-
classic movies. Christmas Story, which a lot of people hate now. I've always loved that movie. That was 83.
yeah, it's just
Speaking
like
of
it's so
movies,
like
Christmas Vacation, 89.
people talk about how like the more distance you have, the more the like cream of the crop rises to the top, and the better people think that decade was. But like we've gotten enough distance from the early 2000s where it's pretty easy to say that that period kind of blew. Is that like the
Yeah.
stuff that rose to the top it's good, but also like there's not as much of it as with other decades.
I mean, even even in the '90s, whether you like them or not, The Lion King, Forrest Gump,
Yeah,
again the early Star Wars,
Jurassic Park.
yeah, oh God, Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, and then again you look at the early 2000s. There are no other than Lord of the Rings. Again, they're an outlier. There are no other massive like crowd pleasers from the
I
early
mean,
2000s.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess
Yeah, I did
is
already
the
say
best you
that.
get. Yeah,
That is
that.
about the best you get. I can't think of it. Well, now to be fair, we're getting a little farther along, but Spider-Man 2. Well,
Yeah,
Spider-Man 1 was an action
Spider-Man. That's
comedy.
true. The Spider-Man movies were huge.
Yeah, I tend to
Which
forget about
a
those.
big part of
Yeah,
that is because of the fact that everything else kind of blew.
I'm trying to think what else was out in 2002. Again, I loved Red Dragon. That was 2002. Somebody liked apparently enough of people to at
The
least remember to write about
Pixar
it.
was huge in the early 2000s, so I'll give them credit there.
Toy Story 1 was 96, 2 was 99. What were they doing in the
Finding
2000s?
Nemo,
Finding Nemo
Monsters Inc.
2003, 2002.
Finding, yeah, Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc. were both early 2000s.
You're right. Yeah, so animated movies were doing really well.
Yeah, animated like Shrek. Prince of Egypt was late 90s, right?
98. Yep, 98.
98,
Christmas of
yeah.
98. Saw that in the
So,
theater 3 times and
again,
never
another example of good 90s movie. Um,
Oh, what, Prince of Egypt?
yeah, Prince of
Oh,
Egypt.
I think that movie is one of the
Yeah.
best movies ever made.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah, I feel like you can do that with most decades is just list off a ton of them. Even 2010s, I feel like you can list off a good portion
I think the
of really
2010s
good
starting to get
movies.
back into the swing of things.
Yeah,
While we have listed several noteworthy, again, I look at them as outliers. Again, Pirates,
yeah.
Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings, but it wasn't like every year, 2000, 2001, 2, 3. If you take away the major franchise, the Spider-Mans, again, the Harry Potter, etc., it's not like every year was just rife with like major blockbuster populist hits.
Mhm.
Whereas the 80s and 90s and 2010s, to a certain extent, were.
Yeah.
Like the
Alex and
biggest.
Pink have both been really quiet for a long time while we've been talking about this
That's my
stuff.
fault. I can go on about movies for hours
Oh
and
yeah,
have.
no, I enjoy
I,
the conversation.
This is.
you know me, I'm just not one for the generation war talk.
No, it's not so much that. We're just
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
not
the era.
generational at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
mostly
it's.
just discussion about like the quality of a specific time period.
I'm
Yeah, like I'm
I'm gonna
not.
be real here. I've also been incredibly quiet, largely because I'm trying to find my way to the mouth into the volcano. I think I went in the entirely wrong fucking direction, and I got really lost in what was apparently the kingdom of the frost giants, and they were not too receptive to my
Oh
Yeah,
presence.
you
yeah,
shouldn't do
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's the Frost Temple. Don't go in there.
Yeah, I noticed I was getting hit with the extreme cold temperature way before I should have, and I was like,
Yeah,
hang on, something's wrong here.
you're in the Star Metal Valley. You need to go uh, beneath the
Yeah, I need to be somewhere
yeah
else. I've certainly noticed
Elsewhere,
that.
to
yeah,
go
be
past
elsewhere.
the southern mountain, the mountain range to the south of you, and go into that valley, and that'll lead you up to the
Oh,
entrance.
I really need to get out of here. I just saw a mammoth getting it on with a wolf.
What
Fucked up shit happens at Star Metal Valley, guys.
Yeah,
what do you mine star metal with? Just a hardened steel?
I think so. I think based on you also
After a
need
bomb.
bombs. Yeah,
I'm sorry, you need what?
you need bombs.
Bombs?
Yes, you
Wait,
need bombs to crack
Bombs.
open the meteor.
Bombs?
You need
Rope? Lamp oil?
lamp oil?
Yeah,
Rope?
you need bombs to crack open the meteor, and then a hardened pickaxe to mine the actual star metal ore.
What do you make the bombs out of?
The two things you can make for bombs, dragon powder or, volatile glands. Volatile glands are much cheaper.
Okay, yeah. I now that I know what to do, I will definitely start stocking up on those in my
Yeah.
player game.
Because when you go to Star Metal Valley, the meteors come down with already a hard external shell that needs to be cracked with the explosive, and then you use your hardened steel pick on the juicy, juicy star metal inside.
Ah, okay. Really
Yeah.
quick before
Yeah.
moving on, I don't want to speak for Pink, but the gist I got from the conversation, and certainly where I was coming from, it's not a generational superiority thing. It's literally just whoever happened to be at the controls in the 2000s, late '90s, just didn't seem to be as good. Not that that
Yeah.
generation was worse, just there was less good output at that
Studio
time.
executives come and go.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be as simple as that. Although Pink was also talking about the
And
music as well.
you know who would have been pretty dominant throughout the late 90s, early
Harvey
2000s, mid
Weinstein.
2000s?
Yeah,
Harvey Weinstein.
there's no doubt about it. He legitimately was. He was actually completely, directly, 100% behind the push that many people, even then at the time, were saying was the purchasing of the Best Picture winner of Shakespeare in Love, the Oscar for Shakespeare in Love, which famously beat Saving Private Ryan. People
Yeah.
were like, "Wow, that Harvey
And
Weinstein, he really made a name for himself by essentially just like buying the Oscar with his marketing." And it's like, yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Yeah.
never been
uh-huh.
good for him since.
Yep. So,
Turned out there were a variety of other things that he was
Yeah, who
entitled
would
to the
have
purchase
known? The
of.
guy was
which,
actually
yeah, the
sort of
Oscars have gotten significantly better since Harvey got arrested. I gotta say, in terms of like
Yeah.
what's getting nominated
what's
and
being
what's winning.
nominated. There
Like
was a while there.
I've actually enjoyed the Best Picture winners the last couple years for once.
I
So what I think we should have observed is that for the good of both movies and women, we should have taken Harvey Weinstein out to the woodshed long ago.
Yeah.
a lot of people used to say that actually. It's just apparently not the right people with the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pretty much. I still
I mean,
have kind of a grudge against Jennifer Lawrence because I'm almost certain that she profited a ton off of Harvey Weinstein.
oh, there's no question.
I
She's the
mean,
kind of person
her
who would.
career trajectory pretty much lined up with his rise and fall, right?
Yes. I mean, she was really big
Like,
in the Hunger Games, which I don't know if he produced that or not. I don't think that was Miramax, but it might have been.
he also like, I mean, she's obviously like dipped on him now, but like when he was big, she was right behind him almost the entire time.
You know,
You know, like
the one
there's
that
so
really.
many clips of her praising him to the moon,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, you're not wrong about that.
coddling up on his arm and everything, and it's like,
Oh, gross.
yeah,
Oh boy.
I hate to say this, it's a crude thing to say, but her personality, I still think she's beautiful, but in a way, I sort of finally get what Knight was going for when he said that if he hates a person's personality, he can't find her attractive.
hmm
The more that comes out of that woman's mouth, the more I guess I kind of want to say again. That's crude, but it is what it is. She quote seems like the kind of person who would sleep her way to the top. Something about her,
yeah.
she seems very smug, very willing to do what's necessary to get ahead.
I mean, we already know from like the leaks that happen that she does sleep around a ton. I
That's
mean,
been proven.
not to say that's like I'm not judging her for that. That's fine,
Well, I
whatever.
mean, I think
You
it's worth
know.
judgment if it puts you over other people in terms of career
Yeah,
advantage.
that's
I
true.
think
But
that's
no,
worth
like
judgment.
you remember the it's called the Fappening,
Yes.
where
Oh
a
yeah, I
bunch of
kind of remember
celebrities got
that.
their photos leaked. Jennifer Lawrence was one of the chief people, and she was in a lot of gangbangs, from what I've been told.
Well,
All
I
right
didn't
then.
know that.
Yeah, yeah. She was the
In
subject of a lot of gangbangs in those photos.
I did not. I'll say this
Whose
much.
penis is that?
What's that?
I said jokingly. Whose penis
Oh,
is that?
which one? I
Yeah?
in my completely accidental and multitudinous reviews of said pictures of Jennifer Lawrence, I cannot say that I saw anything related to that. They were completely intimate solo pictures that were for her
Okay,
boyfriend. But
maybe I'm getting her
what
mixed
I
up with
saw,
someone else, but that's what I
you might
remember
be
hearing.
right.
That's what I
They
remember
could be
hearing
out
from
there.
like cavemen and stuff.
No, not what I saw. And if
Okay.
they say otherwise, I would very much like to see the evidence to anecdotally, academically rather weigh the
Well, I'm
facts.
sure those pictures are still out there. So.
I'll have to look. Although I guess like, I'll probably have someone knocking on my door if I
Again,
look up
I
Jennifer
never
Lawrence
actually
gangbang.
like ended up looking at any of the pictures when they leaked.
You're a
So
better man than I, or a
I
lower
just
sex
relied
drive.
on like what other people said about the pictures.
She's very very she's got a very statuesque body. She's very very in my opinion very pretty woman. She's got a lot of advantages, and again, I given her attitude, I would not be surprised if she used them to her gain.
Yeah, I
Which
never really
again,
found her attractive in the face. She always kind of had like a boyish looking face to me.
I guess I can
So
sort of see that.
Yeah. Though I will say, I saw. I. what was it? She was doing some movie recently that sounded like it was just pretty well a remake. Well, not the remake, but very much in the vein of what's the Tom Cruise movie where he goes and sleeps with a prostitute and that makes him a
Oh, right,
man?
Risky Business. You're
Yeah.
thinking of it's a good
Yeah,
title.
I saw that movie trailer. Yeah, that came out earlier this year.
The movie it's got a clever title. It's No Hard Feelings.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and what I heard about it was she has a like nude fight scene in the movie.
Oh, well, I'll watch it then.
And she does a fucking Dr. Death Steve Williams backdrop driver to someone while fully nude.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
I
That's what I heard
that's
at least.
if that wasn't an exaggeration, that's honestly, joking aside, legitimately worth checking out. I want to see what that looks like. I mean, if I can watch the nude scene with Aragorn in Eastern Promises, which I didn't know was coming until I saw it, I can certainly balance things out by watching Jennifer Lopez. Lopez, her. This random name that is not even anywhere near. I got like one letter right. Jennifer Lawrence Lopez, whatever. I can certainly watch her doing a fucking like a double spinning backbreaker or whatever the fuck you just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of nude famous male nude actors, finished True Detective season 1, and let me tell you, for that show to feature a now very famous scene of Alexander Daddario, boy, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson seem to keep their clothes on during sex.
I noticed that as well. Yeah, to be fair, Woody was just kind of like sexually flirting with her. She was kind of putting on a show for him. I don't think they actually have sex. I don't know about the other scenes.
No,
I only saw
they
the one.
do.
They do in the first scene that I'm thinking of.
Well, they don't have them they don't show fucking intercourse, but like the idea is oh.
That's what
What?
Woody said.
What happened?
Yeah, you're right, Pink. I'm sorry, Alex. You okay there?
Alex? Did he die?
Well, I put down the transportory stone, then a cultist of Skelos cut me in half before I could turn it on.
Oh.
So, that is quite unfortunate. My horse is back there.
Where was it? Oh, in the volcano or whatever.
In the volcano.
Ooh, shit, yeah, I won't be going there anytime soon. Not anywhere near.
Yeah, let me make a demonic horse. I'm gonna have to.
Ooh, Shade Spice Demon Blood. How do I make that?
I'm going to wager it's at a stove.
Thank you.
Dopish.
I appreciate that.
Really quickly, this
Do I
may
have
be
Shade
controversial.
Bloom? I should still have Shade Bloom, right? Or did I put it on something?
Check the alchemy bench, maybe.
I do not have Shade Bloom. I think I gave that to Alex to make the, Or no,
It
I
would still
made
be
it.
on the stove.
Yeah, it should still be on the stove.
Who left their horse on top of the stables? Oh, Pink did. Okay, that makes sense.
On top of.
Yeah, that's pink. Oh, is that Freddy?
You got Freddy back.
Well, I guess that's where Freddy is set to guard. Is Pink just decided to set him to guard the top of the stables?
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like,
He's watching over the other horses.
yeah,
They aren't there, but in spirit.
yeah.
This is where I would watch the horses if they were here.
Maybe he's waiting for other horses. Maybe he's lonely. It's like, where's everyone else?
Holy shit, the demonic horse picks up some fucking speed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Alright, let us make some spicy demon blood.
I wanted to throw in before we move too far past it. I know we've already moved past. But before I forget, I just wanted to say that in terms of the Hollywood women using their bodies as leverage, the one that really bothers me a lot.
Some of them unwillingly.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly not talking about them though. I mean, I really feel for the women who are essentially manipulated and abused into selling their sex just to get a role. That's just all kinds of fucked up.
Or standing in the room while he jerks off.
Yeah, that's a little weird too. Whatever. Everyone's got their thing, I guess. I don't know, but the one I'm talking about specifically is Rosario. I'm sorry, not Rosario Dawson. She's not only not involved, but I have nothing against her at all. Rose. What is it? Rose. What's her name?
Rose Leslie Egret from.
No. She's great. I got nothing
gonna
good
go
things
ahead.
to
I
say
was about
about her.
to say, like, I didn't.
Come to think of it, I need to let my earbuds charge, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this recording. I'll be going and reactivating the teleporter. See you later, folks. Bleh.